The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
I can't believe that Pepperidge Farm is real and not just a Family Guy cutaway.
It is.
Because we don't have it where I'm from. My only exposure to this bread would be through Family Guy. Pepperidge Farm is like, dude.
You know, I was thinking about Keebler, not Pepperidge Farm.
See, we don't have Keebler
I think
either.
I might be equally as stupid.
We don't have that. That's also another thing that... I mean, I think I heard of...
Those elves live in the trees here, yeah, in America.
Keebler sandwich cookies or something is something I heard of.
Yeah, they make little cookies, little various treats. It's good shit.
Cool. Well, we're live. So...
We live?
yeah.
Oh.
Why don't you introduce us, Dylan?
Hold on, let me open the chat first so I can see who I'm addressing.
He's talking about those freaking elves, man.
All right,
you can like name them all by name before addressing them.
Sunset City.
I was literally setting you up for another Family Guy reference.
Wait, sorry, the pressure's on me now. You know, so I'm a little slower to the uptake. What were you saying, my friend?
All right.
It was like Snap, Crackle, and Pop going after the Keebler elves, and they killed Snap.
Here's to Snap.
Those freaking elves,
they also
man.
make goldfish? Does Pepperidge Farms make goldfish? You know what? They make other things that come in a similar bag.
Yes, they make goldfish crackers, and those are amazing, and I have a big box of it already. Again.
Dude, I fucking love goldfish, dude. But anyway, welcome to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. My name's Dylan, but I go by egirl64 on the internet, and today we have Channel Pup.
Hello.
And special guest, gotta be Frank, on the show.
Hello.
Welcome to the...
I give it a... Oh.
Sorry, go on. I was just gonna say to the Sun Zone.
Over the table.
Well, that's because... that's because, right? You don't have a body.
I know, my little avatar doesn't have enough of a body to see over the table. I need to, like, draw it in.
He's just slouching, like, so much right now. Like, your back is gonna be, like,
bad.
Really bad by the end of the day.
Typically, like, my head is, like, on the table. Like, if I'm just kind of hanging out, I'm just, like, I've got my head on my table like I'm a fucking middle school child about to fall asleep.
The thing with it is we can't be, like, law-accurate height difference because of this.
Yeah, because Pop is only 3 inches tall.
Yeah, we need you to be, like, this big. I'm scaling you guys up right now. And Frank, would you say you're taller than Dylan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so you need to be, like, this big. And then we are now biblically accurate height.
Frank is, like, 15 feet tall.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, cool.
And I am just 6 inches tall. You wanna know who played Lego Batman in the Lego Batman movie? That was me. I played the minifigure before they dubbed me with Will Arnett.
Dude, the fucking the graphics in that movie are incredible. It looks like animation with all those suits.
Graphics, live action.
Live action graphic.
Dylan, do you want to walk them through like the terms and conditions as we always do at the start of the show?
Yeah. We're here to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. And by that, I mean, super chats we get during the stream we will read out at the end of the stream, so we don't mess up the flow.
Yes.
Pretending that we have flow. And there's also a Patreon that you can find in the description, where you see... Actually, I haven't looked at it, and I don't have access to it, so I'm not sure what's on it.
You don't have access to the Patreon, do you?
Could probably mention.
All right.
No.
I'm going to give you the password to that. Okay, so the password... but we do...
Keep going, coward.
The password is I hate Garrulous64.
Why is everyone using that?
It was difficult to figure out. Figured we'd all use it. It's super secure now.
See, it's not true, so it's not like something I would guess.
You know what? I was going to put Sonic X Shadow Generations as the first topic we'd talk about, but I feel like that one's got the most we can really talk about, so I'm going to put that at the end. So, we got a few things to talk about today, because this week has been, as Frank said in the DMs, the gift that keeps on giving. So, starting off, we had a new Paramount Plus commercial, which featured Knuckles the Echidna. Did we all see that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one where the guy turns around and, like, shows his ass crack next to Knuckles, right?
Yeah, it's the one where the guy turns around and shows his ass crack.
Yeah.
It
that
is
was
also...
a little strange. Hey, Arnold was in there, too.
Yes, it's the one where Patrick Stewart tells the woman to shut her face, which I thought was really based. Knuckles advocates for throwing the child, so I'm hoping that he will advocate for killing the child when Sonic 3 rolls around. But it gives us kind of our first little look at the Knuckles TV series, basically. And I think it's also got something to do with, like, the Paramount Lodge or something opening up. They've, like, opened up, like, a ski resort, hence why it's all in the snow. I don't know if anyone here knows anything about that, but...
So anytime
at the top
Paramount has
of the
done a
Paramount
commercial,
Mountain?
it's always like, because the Paramount logo is a mountain, they always
Yeah.
have their ads take place on that mountain. So that it's just like a whole advertisement for Paramount Plus. It's
But
like,
they've
oh, these
also
are all
opened
the
a
shows that are going to be
Paramount
on it.
Resort, haven't they?
Is it like Cartoon Network City, like where they all walked around and like bought groceries and stuff?
Okay, that I'm not 100% sure about.
Yeah, okay, Paramount Mountain Resort, British Columbia Ski In, Ski Out, and they are going to be hosting previews of different things, including the Knuckles TV series there. So I think it also loosely ties in with that. But we've got Knuckles standing next to Master Chief, which is not something I had on my bingo card, but it is kind of cool seeing...
Fortnite next year.
It is kind of cool seeing biblically accurate Knuckles next to the Master Chief who cannot keep his helmet on. That's kind of neat. Little juxtaposition between... faithful depictions and not so faithful depictions. I don't know, have any of you guys seen the Halo series?
Not my Master Chief. He got laid. He does not identify with the actual gamer.
He's not relatable.
Not relatable at all.
Wait, did he get
That was
laid?
like the
Because I
only-
haven't seen the show.
Oh, yeah, that might have been a
wasn't what I was
spoiler.
expecting you to
That
say.
was the thing that a lot of people got pissed off about. Is like, oh, Master Chief got laid. I hate the show now. I was like,
What do you mean? Why?
Does he
think
not get laid
he
in the
not-
games?
Helmet would be the
Like,
most-
does he not get some of that Cortanussy?
I mean, he's never. I don't think
Cortana
he's.
is literally
I don't think that's
AI.
been shown in the games. But
Yeah,
like,
so he's
why
got an
wouldn't
AI
he even-
girlfriend. That's relatable.
Is he? He's not even a robot, right? He's a guy named John.
Yeah, he's
John's probably had sex.
he's a John guy,
He's like
and
the-
he's very tall. Yeah, he's definitely
He's like the
fun.
100.
He's like 9 feet tall.
John.
Unless there was some
There's a
plot
whole-
point about how, like, Spartans aren't allowed to fuck, but I don't ever recall that being a thing.
It never came up in the games. I figured, it
Like
would
they
have
were-
come up
they
when he
put
was
that
talking
in-
to like one of the brutes or something.
They put that in, but they had to patch it out because people didn't like it.
God damn.
What were we talking about? I haven't seen the Halo series, but I played a few of the games.
I
and,
haven't seen
I've
this.
just
I've
heard
only
that they
played
didn't
Halo
play the
3 as well.
games.
That's the only one I've played from start to finish.
I like that one a lot. But I heard they do not follow the plot of anything.
Yeah, no, so the
I
show...
think it's own continuity.
The show's interesting in so much as, like, in like the behind the scenes interviews and stuff, they're like, yeah, we didn't play the games because we wanted like a fresh perspective kind of thing, which I'm all for freshness, fresh minds, but at the same time, I feel like the whole thing of we didn't check out the source material because that wouldn't work for a show or whatever is kind of a very outdated perspective now, when we're kind of living in a day and age where we kind of seen the results of if you faithfully depict what people like about these things, like...
The Last of Us.
Sure, I haven't seen that either, nor have I really played The Last of Us, but...
I am told it is faithful to a certain degree to the first game, so...
Right.
Cool stuff. Knuckles also wanted to throw back. Oh, okay, I'm seeing a comment in there, and I've seen this comment numerous times. When they threw Arnold, it was like, why not just have Knuckles climb? That is probably the smartest thing, and I've seen it by way too many people in comments for that Paramount Plus ad.
The thing is, because it's just an ad, I think, like, I don't think it's going to be lore accurate to Knuckles, right? Like, I don't know. We've got Patrick Stewart being a mean man, and he's only mean to James Corden in real life. And that's not being mean at all. That's just being reasonable.
Well, I mean, it's James Corden.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't really be mean to James Corden. And that's the end of the episode. Well, good to know there's no disagreement.
I had a bunch of notes written down, or not a bunch, but I had a few notes written down about that ad. It was like, oh yeah, looked really bad. Some characters don't blend in well. A step down compared to older Paramount Plus ads, which is actually true. It did look very weird.
See, I haven't seen the other ones.
They looked a little bit better. Arnold fulfills his prophecy as a football head. Character singing as Creed is playing. Creed is there. That's where you see the guy show off the Creed tattoo.
I liked
and then
Patrick Stewart.
They also suggest or trying to make another football, and they all look at Peppa Pig, which was hilarious.
Pigskin. Oh, they're gonna skin Peppa.
That's literally like, I don't know if they make footballs out of that still, but usually what they refer to it as, which is hilarious.
We probably
American
have two
football.
different ideas of what a football even is.
American football.
Ah.
Football?
It's
Sorry, I got a call.
I
I,
don't
had
know
to step
how-
away for a second.
I don't know how commonly referred to. I don't know if it's still commonly referred to as a pigskin these days.
I've never heard it.
Is it
referred
still
to as
made out of
pigskin.
pig?
Dylan, we're just talking about your favorite
What?
subject, football.
Yeah.
American football,
definitely.
because the Super Bowl is happening. I don't know when.
Soon, though,
I think
right?
it's
Because I've
happening-
heard about the SpongeBob thing, that they're actually gonna do Sweet Victory this time and follow through with it.
Really?
I don't believe that. Oh, it's on the 11th.
When is
okay,
the
but-
super? It's on the 11th. Yep.
11th of this month? Is it the 11th of
I
this
would
month?
assume so.
Yes.
Right
11th
before
of this month.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. We might be getting some cool trailers and stuff then. Maybe we get our first look at the Knuckles series there.
And you know what? Speaking of Valentine's Day, if you want to play something that is a very romantic game and is of the Sonic variety, you can play the Green Hill Dating Simulator, where you can choose between Green Hill Zone or Chemical Plant Zone.
I was about to ask if that was
I-
real, because I was getting excited for a minute there, and you broke my heart.
And that is real.
That is real. I played it a couple of years ago. It
Don't
was
make me
funny.
look it up. Don't make me look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
No,
Look it up. Look it up.
Pup, we're not gaslighting.
I
This
swear
was,
to
wasn't
you,
that
it
for
is
like
real.
a? Was that for
For
the
the ra-
Rage?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Green Hill
I
Dating
remember
Simulator.
It's real, but I don't know if you can download
Oh,
it
Real
anymore.
Amateur Games
freak, man.
Expo, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Radiant Starlight. Yes. It would make more sense for them to do something like that in the summer, because you associate like football, like American football, like tailgating and grilling and all that stuff. But no, it takes place either late January or early February. Really weird.
Strange. Okay.
Yeah,
So, do we think we've said all we need to say about the Knuckles in the Paramount Plus ad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
happy
don't
with
have
that?
really anything else to say about that.
All right then.
There was a Beavis and Butthead one that came out like a few days before, and I thought that was funnier just because. Well, I mean, I have a very immature sense of humor, and you know what? Let's just move from there.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. If you want
Okay.
to tell us about Beavis and Butthead, you're more than welcome to, man. We got time. We got fucking time.
Well, the Peppa Pig has like one of the NFL players throw a football and hits Beavis in the dick.
These Paramount Plus ads are good. I like them.
Yeah, I'll have to send you that one.
Yeah, please do. Do they still make Beavis and Butthead now?
The new series now, I think.
I believe so. I think there is a new series. It's
Speaking
like a
of
reboot or something.
because that's a Mike Judge show, right? Like he made that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
heard rumblings of like a King of the Hill reboot coming about, but like it was one thing that like Luann's actor was dead. I think given that
No.
Dale's actor is dead, that's probably not happening, right? Like
They may get someone who sounds similar to him, or we might not be entirely sure of like if anything has been done production wise,
yeah.
and they've just been keeping quiet about it.
Yeah,
So,
it's one of those things where
Only time will tell.
if they haven't started it though, and like both of those actors are no longer here, like I reckon that's probably not happening. But that would suck. I mean, it sucks that they're dead anyways. But yeah. So moving on. The Sonic 3 movie teaser trailer. Well, if you could, it's more just a logo tease kind of thing. We've got that now, and it reveals quite a few things, surprisingly enough, for a logo reveal. So, you guys, yeah, let's talk about like what was kind of like your big takeaways from that.
Well, my first thought of it was, I think when you sent it to me, and I was like, wow, that's sure a Sonic Movie 3 thing, but I didn't listen to it with audio, because it was either very early in the morning or late. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
Then I watched it with audio, and I heard all the stuff people were talking about, like the voice and the laugh, and you know the live and learn chords being in there.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought that was sort of hype, but also they've done this like the past 2 movies. You know, like
Yes.
the Green Hill jingle, the Emerald Hill jingle, and then those really weren't in the movie.
Yeah, so I'm
For-
not
for very
holding my breath that it
Substantial
will.
moments.
I think this is one
yeah.
of those instances, though, where it's like, I mean, as it was, I was a little knocked that there wasn't more to the soundtracks of the previous 2 films. Like, I don't even mind much if they don't use game music, just as long as they can get the kind of vibe and energy right, but I don't think they did, which is especially a shame considering, like, I think Tom Hulkenberg can bring that kind of energy. He has done many times before. With Sonic 3, though, with, you know, this being a shadow kind of movie kind of deal, and doing the Sonic Adventure 2 kind of storyline, you kind of need to get the music right for that one, I feel. Like, more so than before, especially after the Mario movie as well. I'm kind of hoping that maybe they will have leaned a bit more into that this time. As it is, Johnny Gioeli did tweet about the use of it in the movie as well, even putting down a little synopsis, so maybe he's a little involved in this. I don't know, but I guess we'll have to see. But right now, it does make me kind of happy just to hear that in this teaser as well, you know?
Yeah, and the voice being heard as well. I saw some people talking about, oh, maybe that's Shadow or whatever, but
It's Jim Carrey.
I'm thinking it was probably Robotnik.
Yeah, it's
It is.
That- that was-
It's been confirmed.
Yeah.
It was confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought
I
it was
remember-
Shadow as well. Like, oh, that's interesting. And then I go on Twitter a little bit more. I was like, oh, it's Jim
It just
Carrey.
didn't sound like something Shadow would be saying. You know, like
What, laughing?
It's close enough.
yeah,
where it could
that
be
especially
either
laughing.
one. It could be either one.
I don't think he'd be laughing though. I feel like I can't think of any time he's actually laughed in any media.
Maybe you hear him cry in the next trailer.
He's gonna scream and
He's
Let
like,
it all out.
Maria!
No.
You just hear the sound of gunshots and a child just going, ah!
oh god,
You just hear like the Darth Vader. No.
dude,
They-
that's the other thing people are talking about on Twitter today. Like they have a few of those Sonic 3 castings, and like they were like, "There's Maria," and everyone's just like, you know, like did
Oh,
she get to read the
God.
script yet? Like she
No, but it is quite. we'll get to the casting because I've actually got that down as a separate segment here. But
oh okay.
it was interesting because at the time they posted that, they also changed all of the social media stuff to Eggman insignias. So they are kind of they're leading the charge for this movie with Jim Carrey is back, and I do get why, because he was a major get the first time around. But like to have I think Sonic 2 was Jim Carrey's first ever sequel, wasn't it?
Nah, he's done Dumb and
No.
Dumber 2.
Oh right, yes.
A while
My
back.
bad. Yeah,
Ventura.
sorry, brain fart.
Ace Ventura.
But it is a rare thing for Jim Carrey to do a sequel, anyways. Then
It's rare. Like I think he said, like he doesn't like going back to things unless they're really good, like they're really well done.
this is his first
Uh,
ever threequel as well, and I do remember around the time of Sonic Movie 2, he was saying, you know, I'm thinking of retiring and stuff, and I remember one asterisk people would often not mention was him saying, oh, if I'm presented with a really good script, then I'll come back. I'll come back for the right script.
Well,
I was
yeah,
saying...
that's how you get the YouTube views. You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sonic.
I was saying immediately as soon as he said that, this is a publicity stunt. It's all going to be, oh, the script for Sonic 3 is that good, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like the money
Because
just
then if
might
you have
be
like,
really
a
good.
writer say that, then like, well, yeah, they're a writer. They're putting their work into it. If you have somebody like Jim Carrey, oh, hey, you know what? There's a bit more credibility to it, though. You know, obviously,
Yeah.
there might not be any, but it gets people hyped for it, so that's fine.
I wouldn't mind betting that he was probably signed on for 3 movies, and it was probably part of his contract that he has to kind of say this or something, or like maybe that's just part of like the press junket. But I called it from
They
the
probably
start.
approached him like, oh, we have an idea for this.
Yeah, and I called it from the start. They're not going to do 3 Sonic movies, one of which without Dr. Robotnik in it. Like that just was never going to happen. Plus, he's such a big
No.
part of the marketing of these movies. Like they would have to have an A-list celebrity playing like a villain that is as
Yeah, who do you
iconic
even
as Dr.
bring in?
Robotnik.
Zavok.
Right? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Get Zavok in.
No.
You know?
Jesus.
You replace Jim Carrey with like Adam Sandler's Zavok.
The end.
I like the end. I would be game for the
representation of
end.
the end of everything, played by Adam Sandler.
Doing his many voices.
Just OG Chaos Zero, played by Adam Sandler.
You know, that's a good question though. Like, I wonder who they like. You think he's realistically gonna come back for another Sonic thing? Like, I feel like he won't.
I don't think so,
feel
and
like
I
he's
get
like
the
a
sense.
tidy amount. You know, like he's probably done.
I get the feeling that this version, this iteration of the Sonic movie franchise, as much as I adore it, I reckon they're going to end on 3. Because, for one, where do you go from Shadow the Hedgehog? They've clearly been doing this kind of play the long game, build up to different characters over the course of the movies. Where do you go from Shadow? I know people are going to say things like Silver and stuff. I love Silver.
Metal Sonic.
I love them both. They're not as marketable as Shadow, and they're not as hype as Shadow as far as, I think, audience is concerned, right? Like, would we say that's a hot take?
I feel like they wouldn't be gearing up to do like the Knuckles show and like the Shadow thing later if they were gonna stop. Like, this feels like a thing they want to just keep doing.
Maybe, but I reckon as far as Sonic-centric Sonic movies go, because the thing is, I think a Knuckles show or a Shadow thing hasn't got the obligation of having Robotnik in it, whereas
no, that's not what I mean.
Well, yeah. So
like,
what I'm kind of thinking.
Like, I feel like they're expanding the world with these extra things. Like, I feel like you don't make a third movie, do those world expansion things, and then just nothing. You know, like, I feel like they're gonna keep going, but I just don't know who the villain could be.
Do you reckon
Like,
they're
that
trying to
would be
make
as
like the
good,
next MCU kind of thing?
That's what it feels like to me.
I just have a feeling at some point they'll replace Jim Carrey. Not sure who they would be able to get, because those are massive shoes to fill.
I think
yeah, exactly.
I think a way they could kind of take it would be if they did like a Sonic 4 movie or something. Robotnik is dead or whatever, and like, I don't know, maybe Metal Sonic is on a quest to revive Robotnik in like a AI form or something. And then like you could pull from like Archie or something, maybe do the Death Egg saga and like have Robotnik returning in effectively a robot body, but it's fully animated now. And then you'd have Sonic, bid farewell to the Wachowskis, be like, okay, I'm moving out. It's been really fun. Thank you for being there as I've been growing up.
Out.
Well, it would be like in a nice way, but like it'd be like, I'm off to go adventure in space.
I like that.
And then you'd have
that's kind of cool.
Then you'd have fully animated Sonic movies, but still in the same sort of art style as the movie. So you get those abstract environments and stuff, because I think especially after like the success of the Mario movie as well, it would make a lot of sense, I think, to at least make a form of fully animated Sonic movie. But obviously you can't do that while you've still got these live action actors in there. You need Robotnik, you need this, that, and the other. So if you did like a Robo-Robotnik kind of thing, you could get anyone to voice him.
I like that idea a lot.
I also, like, I've even fleshed this out. I was like, Metal Sonic is like, he created me, so I must create him.
So I like the idea. I just don't like the idea of anything Archer related, just because it may or may not go into that whole Ken Penders territory, and I don't want to give him a goddamn thing.
Well, no, of course not. No, that's
fair.
I mean, was Ken Penders behind the whole Robo Robotnik thing?
That's the thing. I never read the comics, so I never knew that stuff. So
yeah, so I'm not suggesting they dips like directly into Archie. What I kind of just meant was like, because Archie did a storyline to justify Robotnik's character design change from the classic to modern eras. I was thinking you could do a similar thing to that, basically. Maybe pull a little inspiration, but I don't know if that's a Penders story or not. But like, yeah, I'm never expecting them to be like, here's the Freedom Fighters, here's Joffrey St. John's, here's fucking Scourge the Hedgehog. I think, to be fair, there is more chance of Paramount doing it than Sega. But even then, I would say that's like comparing 0.01% chance to a 0% chance,
Ken Penders can go sit in his corner and seethe with his green knuckles.
He was already seething about the fact that they had like Knuckles' dad appear in Sonic 2.
Oh,
God, you think they'll put Green Knuckles in Sonic 4?
I think Green Knuckles was like, he was born green, wasn't he? Was like the story there.
I think he tried to like trademark him or something, which is really funny.
Well, he's now trying to do like the thing of like Nyx the Ikudnya or something in the Julie Sue Chronicles. But actually, that's another news topic. Actually, is that Ken Penders is supposed to be releasing a new sort of compendium of like the Lara Sue Chronicles, and it's literally a compendium of Archie Sonic comics, which can't be legal, surely.
Probably
I feel like
not.
he's just trying to see what he can get away with, right?
I
He's just throwing it out there to see what happens.
Ken Penders was not behind that, like that whole idea that you had that was like inspired by Archie. Like apparently Ken Penders did not write it, so we good.
Okay, yeah, no, so yeah, Xavier Fortin says written by Mike Gallagher. So okay, yeah, then we're good. We're golden.
Yeah, we're good. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I like the idea.
All right, yeah, okay, let's make Sonic 4 then, guys. Get my camera. Okay, so casting news then for Sonic 3. Why did I close that tab? No, I didn't. So we've got some new casting additions. So you've got obviously like Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz, and stuff are all back, but we've got newcomers to the gang. We've got Kristen Ritter, Cristo Fernandez, and Alia Brown, sorry. And a lot of people are speculating that I think Alia Brown will be playing Maria Robotnik because she's a little girl and she's blonde. So I think the internet right now are all cheering on the idea of this poor kid getting shot in the back of the head. And I'm right there with them, to be honest. Not in real life.
Jim Carrey will be playing Maria.
Wait, was it confirmed that she was shot in the back of the head, or was it the side of the head?
I have no. I honestly.
I don't think they confirmed it.
Yeah, I think it was just literally an off-screen gunshot. But like,
because she's reaching out, facing forward, but then but then like the gun is pointed sideways.
The thing I want is
okay,
just.
hold on.
I want to see the back of her head exposed like a meatball with just loads of blood just pouring out of it.
Christ.
I don't want to see that. So, Frank, if you think about this from like a logistic standpoint, in Shadow the Hedgehog, you see the guy hold the gun up, and then the screen flashes. And in SA2, we see her facing Shadow when she's talking to him. So yeah, like she's probably
Go
shot
to the side, right?
Side of the head. Shadow was never the target to begin with.
Dude, like, show the muzzle flash, and then show her with her hand on the glass saying goodbye to Shadow, and you just see blood just drip out of her nose, and her eyes fade to white, and she just drops.
Somebody find that guy and get his kill feed. Figure out what it is.
I also need a scene of the gun commander as a little grey-haired kid just running along spanking his own ass like in Shadow the Hedgehog 05.
Forgot about those cutscenes.
What a great game.
I wouldn't know. I only played about an hour of it and got really bored.
This is going to be like taking candy from a baby.
Earth?
Sorry, go on, Dylan.
Oh. I thought she was
by me.
shot like after she pulled the lever.
It doesn't matter. It's a movie. They'll do it different, right?
That.
They'll do it different.
Shadow wouldn't have left if she got shot.
Maybe
he would have been like, no.
No, okay. So like, it's a bulletproof capsule that even Shadow cannot escape from. Okay, and it has a launch time. So she pulls the lever, and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then in those moments she gets capped. There you go. Simple.
Do you think that's too aggressive for a kids' movie? Like, do you think they're gonna change that?
No,
like...
of course not. No.
They'll probably do like the implied part where it's like they won't even show the gun or anything. Actually, no, they've shown.
I feel like they're not gonna show what happens to her, but she's gonna be like confirmed dead.
I don't. Yeah,
like,
I think it will be maybe like a laser gun or something, and she'll die off screen.
It'll be implied that something happened, but they're not going to get into it.
Something I always proposed back in the day for like ways they could get around the Maria thing would be if rather than actually being a human descendant of Gerald Robotnik, if Gerald Robotnik made like life-like androids and saw it as like he's creating life, while like Robotnik, fucking Julian Robotnik Ivar Robotnik is like, oh yeah, I create slaves. Like Gerald is like, I create life. This is my fucking niece or whatever. And then it's like rather than getting shot, she just gets shut down because she's an android.
This is my niece or whatever. Can you imagine being like, yeah, welcome to my house?
Look, my brain is just a bag of hot air right now. Like, I can usually pull these facts straight out of my ass, but right now, I got a head full of honey.
No, that's an interesting idea to like compare Gerald and
Ivo.
Is he called Ivo in the movie? I don't think he is he?
I don't think they ever refer to.
I don't think they've ever
his...
straight up said Ivo, but like...
They just call him Robotnik, right?
Yeah,
they've always just called him Robotnik. Wasn't there a deleted Shadow the Hedgehog scene promoting the game of Maria having gotten shot instead of the fade to white? That sounds familiar.
I don't know.
I think that was...
That sounds awful.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds awful, but awfully familiar. Jesus Christ. But awfully familiar.
Awfully familiar. Awfully cool.
Awfully badass. I love child death in my family films.
I was going to say something about Bridge to Terabithia, but...
Big Bro Mike, everyone's talking about that.
I don't want to recommend trash.
Bro.
So I don't know who the other actors could be playing, by the way. We talked about... Oh, actually, they didn't say who the castings were, right? That's why we're speculating. So, like, those could be characters.
Any
like,
one of
voice
these
actors as well.
Any one of these could be Shadow. I don't think Kristen Ritter or Alia Brown will be. They've also said Jorma Tacone, Sophia Pernes, and James Walk will be in the movie too. But again, they haven't revealed who anyone is playing. But like, some of these people could be people like Shadow. You know, we don't know that. It could be maybe they announce, Hayden Christensen is Shadow later on, or one of these guys is. So I got no idea, but a lot of people are speculating that Kristen Ritter could be playing Rouge. And
that was a one that I've seen.
Could we also rule out that maybe she might even be playing Amy, for all we know? Wouldn't be an obvious choice, but...
I mean, yeah, actually, that could be possible.
It would be weird if they... Because I've seen some people in like comments saying, oh, it's weird that they're doing Rouge before they're doing Amy, but I feel like Amy is... If they are doing a faithful Adventure 2 adaptation, which I doubt it's going to be that faithful, but it'll probably just have like the meat and bones of it, like, Sonic 2 did for Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
They might introduce both.
Maybe. I mean, I hope so. I think you need Amy by this point, right? Because we had the boys together in movie 2. But Amy's very much a part of that squad now, as far as, like, Sega and PR are concerned. I think you gotta have Amy in there. Also to give the girls in the audience their own little persona that they can relate to. And also, like, Amy is such an important part of Sonic Adventure 2. Like... in how she redeems Shadow. And I know that Sonic X had Chris Thorndike do it, and maybe this movie will have James Marsden do it. But, like, it's better when it's Amy, right? Like, it's gotta be Amy.
We are ignoring the greatest question. Who is playing the Bio-Lizard?
The Bio-Lizard, yeah.
Shadow's brother.
Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
I always thought one thing they could do...
I want him to attempt a Bio-Lizard scream.
One thing I thought they could do is maybe they could replace the Bio-Lizard with Chaos, I think. Mash the two stories together.
I refuse.
That might be a little weird, because if you are bringing in Shadow, I think it's only fitting that you bring in the Bio-Lizard as well.
I feel like it'd be a disservice to separate those two plot points, because it's way funnier that the Bio-Lizard's a prototype of Shadow.
It is, but like I feel like they'd probably go for maybe recognition and just be like, okay, Robotnik tried to create a synthetic version of Chaos, which would then explain why there's artificial chaos everywhere if they're going down that route anyway.
Gerald, did they ever explain that? Like, he just found... How did Gerald create things that were so close to Chaos?
I think the idea is he was just doing a lot of experiments to create an ultimate life form, so naturally a god of destruction would be it. And there's also a theory, it's been brought up on the show before, but like the theory being that like Gerald...
He went so close
that
it,
Gerald
you can recognize it as Chaos, basically.
Well, then that like Gerald in the hunt for the ultimate life form maybe visited Angel Island or something, maybe saw the mural of the little Sonic Hedgehog thing going up against the big mech thing, and maybe he built Shadow based on that. But like, it's again, it's a theory, but like, We don't have a lot of lore explanations, but I think one thing the Sonic movies have done a good job of is giving more explanations to the lore. So I get the sense that it could be, maybe this is where they work Chaos in. And it's like, maybe they'll have like a flashback to show that Chaos was once just a guy that, you know, dwelled upon the Labyrinth Zone because Angel Island isn't a thing in these movies. And that, you know, he's created an artificial perfect Chaos, and then they fight an artificial perfect Chaos aboard the Ark at the end. I can see that happening, and I don't hate the idea. I just don't think we should, like, take for granted that they are going to do more movies after this, even though I do agree with you, Dylan, that I reckon they are trying to make, like, the mini Marvel Cinematic Universe, effectively, with Sonic. I wouldn't see him taking it for granted, you know? Like, it's a flame that can easily die out.
No, I get it. I feel like if they put too many, like, you know, blockbuster thing, not... I know, like, Perfect Chaos isn't going to be a blockbuster thing for, like, the average moviegoer, but, like, for the Sonic fans. Like, if they do Shadow and Perfect Chaos, like, it feels like... Even if we don't get another movie, it just feels... It's going to feel like Spider-Man 3. How they were just like, just keep putting them in there, guys! Just
well,
keep putting
Spider-Man
those villains
3
in there!
had a perfect amount of villains. The movie's called Spider-Man 3. Villains 3. It makes sense.
There were 3 villains, and none of them have any time to do anything.
Hey,
It all
Except
depends
Sam.
on-
we will debate
It all
Spider-Man
depends on
3
the-
at a later date. That movie is amazing. You shut your damn mouth, Careless.
I don't know.
It all depends on the
I think
runtime
Venom-
of the movie, because if you have the movie be too long, it's just gonna drag on and people are gonna be tired of it. But then if it's too short, characters don't get enough time.
I reckon you could easily work it in, though. You could just be like, oh, this is Gerald's studies. Oh, here's one of his early prototypes. It's an artificial chaos. And then, like, you know, they have a little flashback to, back in the days of the Echidna tribes ruling the world or what some shit, there was fucking chaos and there were Chow and shit. And then, like, for the final battle, you just literally ditch BioLizard and just stick Perfect Chaos in there. And have Perfect Chaos have the arc up his ass. I think they could make that work easily.
That's important, yeah.
It wouldn't be biblically accurate, but I think they could make it work.
I mean, the arc would be.
The arc would be biblically accurate.
Okay, wait. So I don't want to bring these up too much because I don't want to spoil anything for people. But didn't they release? Weren't there like leaked Sonic 3 storyboard things? Did they show?
We won't talk about that though. We don't really talk about leaks on this.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
Because I know that does
Just
give a
wondering
few
about
things
that.
away. No, don't worry about it. I know that does give a few things away, and just as it is, just want to stay on the good side of the big pharma. What?
Of the big pepper
On the
charm.
good side of the super chats.
On the good side of the super chats, right? Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know. Like there's a lot of ways they could do this. There's a lot of ways they could go about it. I'm hoping that we will get the space colony arc in the movie though, because that's the one thing I think these Sonic movies are missing right now is space. They haven't been to space before.
They're gonna
That
go
would
to
be a
space in this
natural
movie, I can
escalation.
guarantee.
They gotta
If
go
they're
to space,
skipping-
right?
If they're skipping chaos, then I could see them going into space in this movie.
I want to go to space.
What's stopping ya?
Kick me into the sky. He's kicking me higher. Yeah. Anyone else got any like kind of theories though on like who anyone could be playing or like who could play who you want to play who? Like I mean, Frank, who would you want to see as Shadow?
See, the thing is that I don't watch a lot of movies, so I wouldn't even have an idea of who. It's like I don't know who would still be available for working, and I don't know who would be a perfect choice. I don't watch movies very much.
Rowan Atkinson.
I don't know who that is.
Mr. Bean.
Mr.
Mr.
Bean. There you go. Patrick Stewart. Why not? Have him play all the new
Patrick
roles.
Stewart's Shadow is so funny.
I tell you what, I'm kind of
Make
hearing him saying
actually,
the.
like 70 years old.
No, I'm kind of hearing that it all starts with this speech in my head, but it's Patrick Stewart, and I'm actually kind of liking it. Oh my god! Patrick Stewart as Gerald Robotnik.
That would make the most
Okay,
sense.
all right, I would like that.
That would be
pretty cool.
amazing.
Is he still around? Is he going to throw like cartoon kids as a football?
Yes, he throws Maria Robotnik at the wall. You just got like the observation deck.
Creed is playing in the background.
You just got the observation deck on the Ark, and he just chucks her face first at the window, and she just goes splat. And he's like, "Oh no, I need to cure her. I must invent the ultimate life form." She don't have nids. She
There's
just
so much to unpack there.
very sore.
Gerald has a cannon. Gerald's got a cannon for an arm.
He's ripped.
He's got that little scroll in his little wrist thing that says "Cap that kid."
He's got the Ned Flanders thing where he looks very unassuming, but then like he's ripped.
It was Gerald Robotnik that shot Maria Robotnik.
With these guns.
God,
With these being the biggest guns in the Ark.
And okay, so I mean, that's the point. Okay, so you say you don't know much about actors and shit, but like, has anyone here got any ideas for who could possibly play Amy in these movies?
I'm gonna give the. I don't know how basic of an answer this is, but I saw like a long time ago, someone was doing these Twitter things like this actor as this character for new Sonic movies, and someone said like Anna Kendrick as Amy.
A lot of people
And
have said
the
that,
person
actually.
they picked just felt really, really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, Anna
So I've been thinking
Kendrick
about that, but like,
is a very obvious decision. I think she would be very good. I think
so I've stolen that answer, and that's all I have.
I think Kristen Schaal could be really good as Amy. She plays Louise in Bob's Burgers. So I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Oh wait! Oh god!
I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought Linda for a moment.
Linda.
That'd be hilarious.
Sonic.
Oh, Bob, Sonic, darling. Amy,
That would be so funny.
I've been cooking some chili dogs, Amy. They just get Bob Belcher to voice Sonic now as well. Fuck it, it's just Bob's Burgers. Who else was I thinking of?
I'm a huge fan of
Who would
random
be the
names
Gene
like
character?
That would be Tails.
Knuckles.
I was gonna say Knuckles would be Tina.
You know that I can see that. I can
Oh
see
no, Teddy. Knuckles would be Teddy.
You're right. Okay, this is our new Bob's Burgers Sonic AU.
Bob's Burgers reboot, and Shadow is Jimmy Pesto.
that.
This is all coming together. The Bob's Burgers
Shadow
Sonic.
could be Archer from Archer when he shows up in Bob's Burgers.
We call it Sonic's
As Bob.
Dogs. Who's the other actor I'm
Dogs.
thinking of though? There's
if it's Sonic's dogs, Knuckles has to be frying.
Knuckle sandwiches. He's got
Well,
a
I
new
was gonna
store.
say he's got to be frying stuff, and we gotta do like a reference to Sonic for Hire where he's saying frying and buying.
There's another actor I'm thinking of though that could play Amy in Sonic 3. Who is it? She was in the Thor movies. She's got boobs. What's her name?
She's got boots.
She's got
I
boobs. She's
mean-
got breasts, mammaries, jugs.
I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean boots? A lot of people have boots.
Thor actress.
So
with
are they made for
boobs.
walking?
Who's the Thor actress with the breasts? Kat Dennings.
Doesn't narrow it down.
Kat Dennings could also do a voice for Amy, I think. Also, I was going to say a bit of a basic bitch answer, but if you've ever seen The Big Bang Theory, I think Melissa Rauch could also do really well as Amy.
I don't know who that is.
Well, in The Big Bang Theory, she has this very Minnie Mousey kind of voice, very high pitched. So
no. Who's this Amy character you've been talking about?
Oh, yeah, she's no one. She's a joke, frankly. She's pink for starters. So we don't like her. No, I actually like the color pink. But okay.
I can let Pop sit with that one because
It's
he's
like
just
Amy
telling
Schumer, and
false
I'm just like,
information.
That's just a nightmare.
What's the nightmare?
Amy played by Amy Schumer.
No, cancel it. Get rid. Get it out of here.
Boycott Sonic 3.
None of that.
That sounds
There will
like a
be
nightmare.
none of that.
That sounds like a nightmare.
I will not be a Sonic fan anymore. Same
Is that
goes for
trying
if
to
they
get James
cast like
Corden into
Jared
the movie?
Leto as Shadow. Like, who's the worst casting choices they could have? Is like Amy Schumer as
The
Amy,
worst.
Jared Leto as Shadow.
Tom Hanks as Shadow.
Oh, I could actually kind of like. I don't know.
But
No,
Any
but
of
he's
the-
doing the Sheriff Woody voice.
You're making it
Any
sound
of the
better. As
actual, like, any of like the serious suggestions we made would probably work.
that's the thing is Jared Leto would work. I just don't want it to be Jared Leto.
I mean, I didn't want.
I don't think he would work.
Portrayed by what's his name?
Wait, you
Chris
didn't want?
Pratt, but we got that.
Yeah, but this is Sonic. More important.
Chris Pratt in any role. I have a photoshopped image of Chris Pratt as Mega Man. Bad box art Mega Man. Let's make that happen.
You have one of him as Shadow, just where he's actually got his photographic face on Shadow's body.
Oh, I have to Photoshop that one. I meant for bad box art Mega Man, since Aiden F is saying Chris Pratt in any role.
Yeah.
So I was kind of going off of that.
I'm seeing
Chris Pratt as Tom.
Seth Rogen as Shadow. I mean, one of the people on the sheet of potential Sonic castings back when Sonic 1 was in the works was Jim Parsons as Sonic, who plays Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory. And it's like, how the hell did you come to that conclusion that the Too Cool for School Hedgehog should be played by fucking Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory? That's how you know they just saw an animated
true.
character and thought, fuck it, who's voicing that?
In the most basic bitch TV show sitcom you could ever find.
I used to like it. I don't know if I would reflect on it differently now, but I used to enjoy it. I think I would probably look at it.
Walken, Sonic, what the fuck?
Christopher Walken.
Adobo, Gilbert Godfrey's dead.
Bring him back.
There's no way you'd be able to get him to be a. What are you gonna do? Freaking marionette his corpse? You're gonna get like a 3D print of his
Weekend at
vocal
Gilbert's. Put little sunglasses on him. He'll be fine.
Gilbert.
I'm good.
God.
This is going places.
I miss Gilbert.
Oh my
Gottfried.
gosh, wait, someone's brought up Urkel. Could you imagine, oh my god, why am I blanking the name? Jaleel White. Imagine Jaleel White, they bring him in as Shadow.
That would actually
Playing
be really funny.
Urkel as Shadow.
Doing the Urkel voice for Shadow. Chaos Control.
Shadow with suspenders.
Crashes the Urk. Did I do that?
It would have to be like an ongoing like running joke of like, why is that hedgehog just wearing suspenders and shoes?
I've always thought one that could work, but would be a very unconventional choice, even though he's like a big Hollywood actor, would be Paul Bettany as Shadow, because I think he could actually do an interesting version. I think like it's one of those things where it wouldn't sound like any Shadow we've had before, but I think it would work. I mean, Idris Elba as
Yeah, I
Dwayne
Knuckles.
Johnson as Shadow.
Who?
Dwayne Johnson as Shadow.
Who's Dwayne Johnson?
I mean, yeah.
Seth MacFarlane as Shadow.
That guy. I could just so Dwayne Johnson or Dwayne the Rock Johnson, former professional wrestler, actor, stuff like that. I could see him doing like one of those WWF promos as Shadow. He's gonna tell him he's gonna
It
take
is
he's gonna
really
take Sonic's
funny.
boot, shine it up real nice, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up his candy ass. But I don't think that would work. Sonic fans don't understand.
Did you believe me when I said I didn't know
think
who
it would be
Dwayne Johnson
Upset
was?
about that.
I
No,
mean,
you.
yeah,
No, I didn't
did
believe.
I just ran with it.
Frank, that's precious, man.
Better improver.
I mean, I'll stop there.
You're
We
fine,
started
it's all
the stream
I'm
with
being
the
bullied.
Pepperidge Farms thing. How
No,
you
but
didn't
'cause
know
I know,
about
because
that, but I felt
Pepperidge
like
Farms-
not knowing Dwayne Johnson.
No, so Pepperidge Farm is a quintessentially American thing. Dwayne Johnson's global.
Yeah, but Dwayne Johnson is not in the UK, is he?
He's global. He is the
He's
world.
not in the UK though, by your metric.
Look, Listen.
I'm just saying, I'm calling you out on this bullshit.
Right, look
This
here!
is the last time.
Look, listen! Pepperidge Farm is much more obscure than Dwayne the... You think we didn't have Black Adam over here? You think we didn't see the Black Adam?
Yeah.
You go see the movie, but they don't have any of the names that aren't like from the
Actually,
UK.
good point. I only saw the Black
You just
Adam.
block 'em out.
I only saw Black Adam when I was in America anyway, so...
I feel bad for you.
I watched it
entire
with
reasoning is falling apart.
I watched it with Game Apologist. It was really funny.
Henry
Man,
Cavill is
I saw the movie. I saw the movie with my friends, and when they got to the scene where he was going down the building, you just saw all the stairs. My friend's like, "Oh my god, my knees!" Just seeing all those stairs.
My favorite part was when his face was like superimposed onto a
We're
skinny
getting older.
dude near the end, and like his son gets shot with an arrow, and the comedic timing was somehow perfect. That movie has no nutritional value whatsoever.
It's junk food movie.
But not even like a good junk food movie. It's like if you bit into a McDonald's burger and it tasted like a cigarette. You
It's
know,
like eating a rock.
It's... Man. There's some pictures of like The Rock at like an investors meeting as well, showing them Black Adam, and you can just see his like shoulders from behind, and he looks so like he looks in it. He looks like he's on the grind, and it is one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen. I need to find this. Dwayne Johnson meeting Black Adam. These pictures are so funny, like so fucking fun. Here, yes, I found it. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the back rooms.
You need to put this on stream too if it's really funny.
All right, yeah, I will. It is one of the funniest pictures.
Let's see. Dude, he looks like a.
Oh my
You ever
god!
play like a Kinect game, like an Xbox Kinect game, and they go stand in this silhouette, like that's what he's doing. He's doing the
Okay, I
exact-
gotta.
stand here.
There we go, stream. There you go, chat. You can see it now. This is how I
This
feel.
is like I'm showing my friends a movie I really like.
This is how I
He's,
feel when
like,
I'm sat
watching all
at
the-
the table with you guys doing this podcast. I am The Rock. Dylan, you're that fucker on his phone in the back there.
That is me.
I just love how he's got the toys on the table as well. It's so funny.
Dude, every time a character shows up on screen, he holds up the toy. Like, yeah.
So this here is oh fuck, what's the name of any of the characters?
This is
in
me
Black
on
Adam?
Black Adam.
This is Dr.
me.
Fate. Here he is. That's him. Hawkman. I got more pictures. I'm sending them to the back rooms right now. The chat don't need to see these ones.
See, this
but-
one, you can tell this one is Hawkman because he's got these the hawk mask and the hawk wings.
He is the man in charge. Look at him. They're hanging on his every word.
Aiden's got the right idea. It's like showing a friend a YouTube video.
It really is. It really is. God. Damn. Okay, so that brings us to the final topic, but probably the meatiest one of the bunch. So, the announcement of the highly speculated, now confirmed real, Sonic X Shadow Generations, which debuted...
A very spicy ship.
Yes, and it debuted at the State of Play. What are we thinking, guys?
I felt like it sounded too stupid in the leaks to be fake, so I was expecting it to be real.
Okay.
And then when it started up and they were like, hey, it's Sonic Generations and then an entirely different game, it made me think a bit like, oh, this isn't like everyone's biggest fear where they're going to ruin Generations. They're making another like extra campaign that's going to be completely different, and then they're just giving a remaster, so it's sort of like Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury.
Yeah, it's just,
rather
when
than,
I...
like a remake, or remaster.
When I first heard the rumors of
I'm kinda
Generations getting a remaster, I was like, okay, I can see it. It makes sense. When they started saying, oh, and it's going to have Shadow in it, and it's going to be called Sonic X Shadow Generations, I was like, who let their kid on the internet again today? Like...
Which fanfic writer is this?
Right? Like... Because that is a dumb title.
I actually thought the worst when I was hearing about the rumors and the leaks. I was like, oh god, what are they going to do to Generations? Because I doubt they're going to make it 1-to-1. I doubt it's going to be faithful. It's going to have this horrible bloom. the PC version will crash so many times. We're gonna see a glitch compilation when it releases. Like everything started going through my head. And then to see what looks like an untouched Generations, like, oh, that is actually the least worst thing they could do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, please, I hope the shadow part's true now, because this barely looks remastered at all, was my first thought when it came on. And, I mean, as it were, I did have my opinions of, like, Generations, is that really the game you need to remaster? And I think that's a bigger discussion that can be had later on. But when I saw it, I was both kind of reassured that it didn't look like garbage, while simultaneously like, okay, well, if it just looks the same, I'm not going to buy it. Then Shadow pops in. I was like, okay, I got to get it then in that case. Fuck. Because it's just... And I thought what was the most realistic... I thought the most realistic thing would be that maybe they would have Shadow as like a playable skin in Generations. But no, he's got his own little campaign, and we saw fucking Black Doom again, and the Bio Lizard, and I was like, what the hell is happening? This is like Shadow 05 2. Like, and I was very excited. I mean, like...
Shadow 05 2.
How much would you guys say that you are like Shadow fans as far as like Sonic stuff goes?
It depends on when Shadow is happening. Because
I like the design of the character. Oh. I like the design of the character, and that's about it.
Damn.
SA2, Heroes, Shadow. No, you know what? Honestly, now that I'm going through these games in my head, I feel like Shadow was probably the best part of a lot of those games that I didn't like. So, yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty big fan.
When Shadow is done right... When Shadow's done right, I feel like he encapsulates everything that I love about Sonic. So, like, there's the stuff that I really like about Sonic. When I think, like, about the stuff I love about it, I think Shadow kind of epitomizes that. Just when these little Mickey Mouse characters start going really hard for no reason and try to tell a super compelling story. And, you know, they are going above and beyond the Call of Duty, and it doesn't always work. Obviously not. Like, I think, you know... fucking Sonic Adventure 2, as much as I love that story and think it's a great story, I think everyone can admit it's still a very badly translated, very goofy thing. And I think, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog 05, the parts that I love about that are still smothered in hilarious execution and stuff like that. But even then, I just think the stuff that it gets right, the stuff on paper, I really love. I haven't loved what they've done with Shadow much in the more recent years. Like, I think Boom is fine because Boom is Boom. Boom's its own little pocket thing. I don't mind if they do things differently there because it's the whole point.
It's on an island to itself.
Yeah, it's a different culture. It's supposed to be different. So I don't mind.
It's on a different island that needs to sync.
Yeah, like as long as like it works for what it is, I'm fine with what Boom does. Like it's why I don't mind that Boom made Knuckles into an idiot. You know, because he's just done in a way that's funny. So. If you're going to do a comedy-centric Sonic, do it well. I think Boom does it well. But for the mainline stuff, I haven't really enjoyed much of Shadow. I thought he was fine in Forces, probably the best thing about it. That's about it. Prime, I thought he was the best thing about that, and he was done well there. So naturally, I'm very excited about Shadow being in Movie 3, and the idea of Shadow getting his own little companion title for Sonic X Shadow Generations makes me really, really happy, because there's that, and there's the fact that I think this side of things is something that Sonic Team have kind of shied away from a little bit. Like, Sonic Generations is like little story and everything was kind of the antithesis to this stuff here. It was the point where we'd taken anything of interest or substance out of Sonic stories and treated it as just a means to justify gameplay, which I can get behind. I can still appreciate that too. It's not my preference. So the fact that we're getting Sonic Generations again, but now it's paired up with a story that's going to go into Shadow's painful memories and explore him as a character, and it's going to be all serious and
go hard.
It's going to go hard. Like, that makes me really happy. That's going to fix my biggest issue with Generations, which was never an objective one. Because I think on an objective level, Generations is a really strong title.
Yes. Probably
yeah,
one
I'm
of
pretty
the
sure
in the series.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ian Flynn is writing it because he did that thing where he retweeted the announcement and he
Knowing
posted
smile.
like hashtag knowing smile.
Yep. I mean, it would make
I feel
sense.
like that's good confirmation.
Ian Flynn is kind
But
of
like
their porn star at the moment, you know? Like,
that's
That's
what I'm hoping for. Like he's. I feel like as he does more of the games and people respond well to them, I'm hoping that Sega goes like, all right, you know what? We're gonna give you less restrictions for what you can do because clearly people like your ideas. So like, Ian posted knowing smiles so he knows something. Sorry, I know the chat's a little bit behind, but I was like, yeah, no kidding.
what I like to think is that, like, that they've seen all the positive response to this trailer. They've seen, you know, people getting excited about seeing Black Doom again, people excited about seeing Westopolis and stuff, and Takeshi Iizuka's just sat there scratching his head like, why are people suddenly now okay with this?
Oh, people like these things. But, like,
Wait,
I guess,
hang
like,
on. That's not
when
Green
I was
Hill.
watching that trailer, it reminded me of Frontiers, you know? Like, it reminded me of the same kind of action. So I feel like they are catching on to, like, oh, people like this shonen shit.
Yeah, I
It's just
think
cool.
we are now in a day and age where people want that now, you know? And I think that's good because I think there are a lot of problems with, like, a lot of Sonic games that I do like have their fair share of issues. I mean, for fuck's sake, Frontiers has its fair share of issues, and I love that. But, like, looking back on the so-called Dark Age, I think where we're at now casts a more flattering light on those games than what they had at the time, I guess. I think
That's just because
execution.
now it's not.
Sorry, guys.
That's also because now, like, all of that stuff from the Dark Age games, like, that's nostalgic now.
Yeah, and it's not current. We're not living through it anymore. Like, I think someone's perspective on, say, Sonic 06 is going to be different if they pick it up for the very first time today compared to back in 2006, because that's not the current thing. That's not what this is anymore, you know? So these problems aren't something we necessarily have to worry about now. Whereas back then, it's like, what the fuck is next? You know, it was like a big question. And that was how it was for, like, Sonic Forces for me. I was like, what's next? You know, is this just what it is now? I mean, even then, I don't exactly look back on Forces very flatteringly, but I get the feeling that younger generations probably will, maybe, because they're picking it up after the fact.
And then we'll give it about, like, another 10 years or maybe 5 years or 10 years or so, and then we'll start seeing the videos talking about how Sonic Forces...
They re-release generations every 10 years.
Well, no, because we got to get Sonic Forces Ultimate.
Oh.
Sonic
don't-
X,
You know what I was
Sonic
just
X
thinking
Shadow
about?
Forces.
Sonic X
I'm thinking
Infinite
back now, like,
Forces.
you guys are talking about how, like, now there's, like, more nostalgia for, like, the Dark Ages and stuff like that. Like, I'm also wondering if, since the reception to Sonic has been really good lately, they're like, hey, we need to make... Maybe they just picked Sonic Generations because it was, like, a good fit for
just
what they
seemed
were
like
going
I
for.
mean, it's
like,
the
no
nature of
brainer.
the beast when it comes to, like, a remaster remake, is they're generally going to pick ones that are held in high regard as far as the general
and
audience
it's gonna,
goes.
yeah, no, and it was popular. But, like, think about, like, maybe they're making this and they're marketing Shadow as, like, a big point in it because of all the Shadow shit lately. Like, maybe they're using this as an opportunity to go back and they're gonna try and, like, I don't know if it'll be just purely Shadow involved in all of the Shadow stuff. That I know it's a stupid sentence, but, like, I don't know if he'll be saving the world or if he's saving, like, just, you know, himself and his homies. But, like, I want to know if they're using this as an opportunity to go back and sort of declutter the canon, or just, like, show us what's going to be important going forwards.
I think
Because
that is,
maybe Shadow's going to be a big part of the next game, too.
that is half the case, I would say. I think, on one hand, it's that, but I don't think they're doing this so much with the intention of looking at a future of Shadow. I think this is one where this is going to be very much the year of Shadow because Shadow's in the new movie. And I think Sonic Generations... Sonic X Shadow Generation. I think that is happening because Movie 3. Which makes sense because when Movie 2 came out, the intention was to release Sonic Colors Ultimate as something to go along with that. And they'd intended on doing another sort of remaster thing for the first Sonic movie, which for whatever reason fell through, I guess. But, like, they seem to do this as a... I mean, that said, Sonic Colors Ultimate doesn't have Shadow in it. Not Shadow, Knuckles.
Was Sonic Colors Ultimate for the first Sonic movie? Or the second Sonic movie?
Second, it would have been, yeah, because, like, it was...
Or was that first movie?
But they gave away a baby Sonic keychain with Sonic Colors.
They gave away a
that
Baby
would've-
Sonic keychain. They had
what-
movie Sonic cosmetics in it. They were clearly trying to gear this up to kind of reach out to
I
the
think
Sonic
they had
movie
the movie
fans.
Sonic Boost as well.
Yeah, they had that's a cosmetic, Dylan. But
I know, but that probably means they were like doing it in tandem with the
baby
first
Sonic
movie, right?
keychain means a lot.
well, the point is, I think they were doing like the remaster. I think there was even mentions that Origins was meant to coincide with movie 2 as well, but that came out too late.
Yeah, and too buggy, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, I mean,
Colors Ultimate came out 2021, and movie 1 was 2020.
Okay, and movie 2 came out 2022, and then Origins came. Okay,
Yeah.
so Colors Ultimate probably would have been movie 1. Origins would have been movie 2 then. That makes sense because Knuckles is quite a big part of, obviously, like, Sonic 3 and Knuckles and everything. That
Origins,
story
yeah.
very much gets adapted.
So much
And then
they
it's
didn't add him to Sonic CD until later.
Yeah, exactly.
And you had to pay for it. No matter what tier you got, you had to pay $10. Even if you bought digital deluxe.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go any more into that because that still pisses me off to this day. And I'm
right there with you. I was one of the first people to bitch about it, so don't worry.
Oh yeah, trust me. Like I was ready to like bitch for 40 minutes about it, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm over it. I don't care. I don't care to be this angry over it.
It was still bad.
People
Though.
are getting screwed out of their money.
Like Origins really did strike me as kind of like,
damn.
How can we monetize the classics as much as possible? And I think that's how we ended up with that whole thing. But like, I think
the Origins.
Sonic X Shadow. I think that's going to be the thing. Is when there's like a new Sonic movie out, they'll probably have like a remaster out, and then you'll get your main game at a later date or something, which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of main game, Sonic Superstars is going to get a Shadow. I believe it's getting a Shadow DLC. I have been hearing word about that.
It's getting.
Okay, I wanted to.
Yeah, so it's official. It is getting a Shadow costume to kind of tie in with the Sonic and Shadow generations. Now, whether or not that means costume in so much as like the rabbit costume, like it's a costume in so much as that it's a skin, or whether we're going to see Sonic running around in a Shadow onesie. Either one of those is cool by me, as far as I'm concerned.
Sonic.
He's wearing his friend's hoodie.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Shadow's never been properly introduced into the classic series, so he's probably never met this guy before.
His proportions will be weird. It's probably like a hoodie or something.
I think it's probably why they're specifying, though, that it's a costume, because it's not a canon thing. Like, the Legos and the rabbit, they're not canon to the game by any stretch. Until they release Episode Rabbit, but like...
Episode Lego.
Cool. I'm just glad we did get the rabbit suit. You know what? Now that we're talking the semantics, and it is like a rabbit costume, I think they called it.
I think they do refer to it as rabbit costume.
Maybe it will just be like a little classic Shadow or something.
I kind of hope so. Like, that was the thing, is I remember people were saying, oh, will Shadow be playable in Sonic Superstars? And people were like, oh, that wouldn't make any fucking sense. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't make any sense that fucking Spider-Man 2099 is playable in fucking Spider-Man 2. But here's the thing, mate. It's a game. It's fun. Have fun. Fuck the law.
Yeah, I mean, and it's clearly not part of the story, so who cares?
Going back into Sonic, now we have Knuckles and Amy's now playable in like Sonic 1, 2, 3, and CD.
Yeah,
and
Knuckles is playable in Sonic 1. Why would he be on South Island? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. They're characters that you play as in a video game.
Why would Tails be playable in Sonic 1?
Yeah, we know the stories, Like, there's no fucking... It doesn't matter.
Why would Tails be playable in Sonic CD? This has been a thing since 2010 or 2011.
Tails wasn't even alive in Sonic CD.
He wasn't there!
He wasn't even born yet.
He wasn't alive.
He was just a little twinkle in his dad's eye, like...
Sonic used the time stones, and then all of a sudden Tails was born 40 years
Tails is
later.
just a newborn baby. He always has been. Still is now. That extra tail, that's his umbilical cord.
I hate that so much.
How did it?
I don't ever want to see a character fly using the umbilical cord. That would be terrifying. Can I show my PowerPoint to the stream?
You want to do PowerPoint party?
It's pretty accurate and like important to what we're talking about now. So I can show it now.
All right, we'll start up the PowerPoint party. So what you're going to need to do is share your screen, and I'm going to set it up for the live stream thing.
Okay.
So yeah, everybody, that brings us to a new segment. We're doing PowerPoint party.
So I was asked to put together a PowerPoint for today's stream. Can you see this?
Not yet. Just give me a second, because I'm right now just setting up the thing. Hang on. Wait for it. wait for it. See, I can figure this out. I'm really good at technologicals. So
Yeah, all right.
shut up.
He's the doctor of technologics.
Shut up, Bruce Wayne. Okay, visual. Oh, here we go. So capture specific window. Okay. Fuck.
So yeah,
Oh,
anybody
we're
go and
getting there.
click on the Sonic X Shadow Generations on Twitter?
Huh?
Anybody click on that when it was trending?
No, I decided not to.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
I am wondering though if
I
part
was
of the
like, this is
reason
they're gonna get me.
I am wondering if part of the reason why they're doing this is it's a means of kind of making the search results when you type in these things not porn, but instead official bits of Sonic media.
It's funny you say that.
Then explain their presentation being called Sonic Central when that is literally a YouTube channel.
Maybe he likes porn. I don't know. Like everyone likes porn, right?
Well, no. I mean,
Are we
'cause
good? We're ready?
that kills any search for his channel, and
Well, they're cruel.
You know.
That's just because they're fucking mean, you know?
that is very true. Oh shit!
All right, one moment. Okay, all right, it's almost ready. I just gotta. Sorry, I was not fucking ready for this. All right, turning off studio mode now. Let's switch over to PowerPoint Party with Garrulous64. Take it away, Dylan.
All right, everybody. Imagine me wearing a nice suit. That's what I'm wearing right now for the presentation. I should have put a picture of that on the presentation. But welcome to my presentation. The problem with Sonic X Shadow Generations. Hi. Welcome to my presentation.
Hi. I have a
The title
question.
of the game. Yeah? No, questions at the end.
Okay.
Alright, the title of the game makes things difficult, and it's more difficult than ever before. Because the Sonic X Shadow Generations game is going to muddle up Google searches. For example, this is Shadow from Sonic X.
I have a
To
question.
define this picture, not right now, I told you.
Yeah, that's
You
not,
search
that's not what they're
Sonic
gonna see at the first.
X Shadow, because he is Shadow from the Sonic X TV show. But now, with the new video game, you will not be able to find Sonic X Shadow from Sonic X, even if you Google Sonic X Shadow, because you're only going to see pictures from this game. And that's all. You can check it yourself.
I have a question.
Solution? Wait,
You're
I'm not
finding
done.
it there.
Wait, it's almost done. Solution? I asked Pup to do this, and he just put this little GIF here.
I didn't
It
do
didn't
that.
really fix anything.
Hey, I'm being framed. I didn't help out with this.
That
You can decide who you believe.
I believe Garrulous64.
You would. Teacher's pet.
Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and you can send your super chats now. Thank you. That's it. That's all.
Question.
Yes, questions now.
Your thoughts on to what we would actually find if we type Sonic X Shadow in a Google search?
You will find pictures of just the new video game, because that's what you're searching for.
Let me look.
Do it.
Should I screen share this too?
No.
I
No.
think
No.
No, it's fine. It's
turn
the safe
I don't think so.
safe
turn
search
safe
blur.
search on.
I'll put blurring on. There we go.
There. Why do you have it off to begin with?
Because I was looking at Sonic and Shadow porn.
Yeah, I'd expect you to do
You're
that.
not sharing that to the stream, right?
Oh God, no! Please don't.
That's part of the problem.
We need to not be removed completely.
Well, don't worry about that. That's not what's happening.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Wait.
You hope we clip the PowerPoint and put it up as its own separate video on YouTube or Twitter. I guess we could probably do that.
I liked it.
Thanks. I can try and do more of those.
All right. We're gonna look up Sonic X Shadow on Google image search. As you guys can see,
It's a very steamy search.
we already have this one here, so we're already moving. We got this little DeviantArt one here. gives a new meaning to the word deviant art. We got a nice little kissy kiss here. That one's blurred, but that's a YouTube link anyway, so it wouldn't be anything NSFW.
But see, the game is taking over the search, and you can't find. Oh,
well, it's at the very top. At the top, you've got a lot of. But also, bear in mind, I could be looking for what Shadow looked like in Sonic X. So you are right in that it has.
Yeah, there he is. Look, see.
Where? Here.
Up. Oh wait, no, that was fake. Okay. Well, that's right. They had official Sonic Channel art that had the Sonic X shadow at the top.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Not gonna lie, the makeout scene is gonna be very awkward when we stream it.
I can't wait. But okay, how long do you reckon the Shadow Generations part of the game? Because it's a separate thing, right? It's a separate little EXE that you open up on your Steam page from the sounds of things. What they've said is that it's 2 separate experiences, and
yes,
they've also said that Sonic Generations itself has been remastered, and it will also be expanded upon in some ways. But I think that could be a bit of word salad, doing a bit of extra legwork. Hard to tell. Not going to take anything for granted.
I don't think Generations is going to be any different.
If they have expanded it, I'm happy. But I think, like, as far as remastering goes, it's just going to be things to up-res things so that they can run in native 4K without looking like vomit, I guess.
I have a very
expect.
bold claim.
Okay.
They're not doing a damn thing with Sonic Generations.
I think it might just be true.
They are just going to repackage it and tell you, here's the Shadow the Hedgehog expansion. And I can already tell, if you're playing on PC, it'll be 2 different executables that you'll get. Similar to like how the Metal Gear collection works, or any other games that are like that. For the Switch, it'll be like 2 different game icons. I don't know how that would work on PlayStation or Xbox, because I don't have games that are like that, so I don't have any first-hand experience with it. And as for game length, probably about 2 hours, because Generations isn't that long of a game either.
No.
Yeah, it's a short game too.
If it's 2 hours, I'll be okay with that. I just don't want it to be like an episode Shadow thing where it's like 12 minutes.
Yeah, 2 levels.
It could be less than 2 hours, and I guarantee they will sell it for $60.
They will. There's already listings.
Have a $70 digital deluxe.
So
what did you put in the digital deluxe this time?
It absolutely will be around the $60 mark, because I think there are listings already for it that are $60. And that's my cynical brain speaking, is that it's like, yeah, we've done this Shadow thing to justify selling Sonic Generations full price, or they did the Shadow thing, but we're like, this isn't a full price game, so we'll shove Sonic Generations in with it. However,
I think it's the first one.
Sorry, go on.
I think it's the first one. We have this extra Shadow stuff. We got a new movie coming out. Shadow's gonna be pretty much featured in it. So that's going to justify the full price. And somebody was saying buy Generations at full price again. Sonic Generations was, from what I was told, has never been full price.
It was never full price. Yeah, it was around like £30.
It's going to be $60 now. Ooh. It'll be $60 with the $70 digital deluxe, which is a practice that I have despised since day one.
Yeah. However, it is worth noting that there has been some stuff done to it, because it's stuff that is actually a little broken in the trailer. There's some grass shaders that aren't quite correct, and there's a shadow that's not quite correct, but it's not the final build of the game.
What do you mean? Shadow looks fine. Shadow looks fine.
And, my final prediction. They are going to delist the original Sonic Generations.
That's what everyone's afraid of, and I'm a little worried about it too.
I believe them.
At least I've bought it.
I say buy that game on Steam as soon as you can, before this happens.
Yes, it is only $20 on Steam. It may go lower if it goes on sale. Although people were worried the last time that there was a Sonic sale, which was very recently, it was never on. It didn't drop in price. So yeah, it's
the thing
going
I will
to be
say
rough
though
for
that
anyone who wants to experience all of the great Sonic Generations mods and fixes by the fans. So
the thing I will say though that might be slightly counter, and only slightly. I'm not saying don't buy Generations now by any means. Is that if the game drops and the new version of Generations is only so slightly touched up that, like, all the old mods work with it still, or that it would only take a tiny bit of tweaking to get them working on it, could it be that it's not worth buying the existing Generations, because then you've just spent extra money when you could just get the full thing later?
Well, the other thing that I have not heard a single word about is the fact that, of course, the nouveau DRM is going to be implemented in some way, so modding it will be even more difficult. And who knows what else they'll actually change to try to make it even more difficult than that for people to actually, update their mods for this version of the game. It might not be the exact same one, just to prevent that from happening. Sure. And now all of these mods are now unplayable.
Well, then,
if they change the file structure of the game even like a tiny bit, then it could just totally break everything.
Then one final potential counterpoint I'll make is, if you haven't bought Sonic Generations yet, you don't even deserve to live, let alone play the Sonic Generations mods.
I
pretty
also
extreme, but I agree. I think
I find it very weird that Sonic Generations is getting a remaster on Xbox when you can already play it on Xbox Series consoles.
It's broken on Xbox Series consoles, though.
It's broken on every console.
It is not. No, like the
Yes,
little
it is.
on Xbox 360, it was fine.
It was fine on PC. It's fine on PlayStation. It's fine. Like the problem with it on Xbox Series is that there's two little hook shortcuts in Chemical Plant that don't work on the Xbox Series version.
Oh, you know what? That is true, but also it is a little broken on PC just because it's just how Sonic PC ports are.
What's so broken about it though? It runs on a calculator.
I've had it crash.
It had controller issues in the past with like it would stop recognizing controllers. You have to reset the game, but I haven't had that happen in a long time. I don't know why that was changed. Maybe a mod fixed it. I don't know.
It's always like these weird cases that other people would experience, but sometimes you don't.
I'm not gonna I won't fucking try and belittle that because just because I haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's like it's also like how Sonic Superstars, like people were complaining about all these different glitches. Like, oh wow, I've actually never seen any of that. But then again, I bought mine.
It's definitely not as
about a
bad
month
as
later.
that. Like Generations got like some issues on Steam, but I would say it's still more than perfectly playable. You're probably not going to run into much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still.
I await the glitch compilation. It's going to be interesting. Also, did you notice that the space area, which I believe is like what Final Rush or something? That was my guess of what it is.
Yeah.
Why is it just me or does it look really
Final Chase if it's Shadow?
Final Chase, that's what it was. I'm thinking like the Sonic stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get you.
What was your question?
Is it just me or does it look weird? Like it doesn't look
Could
like
it be that it's an interpretation of the Shadow the Hedgehog version of the stage? It makes it look different, maybe? Because they have like what is it called? They have a few arc levels.
It also looks a little interesting of like how the light, how Shadow reacts to like any kind of lighting that bounces off of him.
I have noticed
like
that.
Almost like he's completely highlighted.
He's very bright, isn't he? That was the thing. Is I did see people saying it looks more like the cutscenes than ever before, and I don't quite think so. I still think we've got a little ways to go. That said, it does look nice. Like I think it's partly down to strong art direction. Black Doom looks wonderful, and I really like the look of this Doctor Strangey world. The thing I've noticed people discussing, though, is that it does appear that this game, because it's a separate EXE as well, is going to be running via Hedgehog Engine 2. I mean, the original rumors that original Generations has been ported over into Hedgehog Engine 2. I don't think that's the case looking at it, but we'll have to see. But, okay, so...
Ooh, and
Shadow...
I have a new one.
Oh, sorry, go on then.
Generations will play fine. I guarantee that will happen because Generations it played fine. It was a pretty good game. It's pretty solid. Maybe like one zone isn't very good, but aside from that, hey, like you have 8 great zones and some cool boss battles. I don't think this Shadow game is going to play very well.
Well, from what a lot of people have said,
you might get like
sorry.
You might get something in between Forces and Frontiers cyberspace.
Well, what people have pointed out is that it does look more Frontiers-y in terms of its gameplay. Now, that can go one of two ways for me, but like as it is, I have noticed that the boost is very much carried over from the Forces animation. But again, it's hard to truly judge based on the couple of tiny seconds we've gotten of gameplay here. But
and it does seem like combat is going to be there's going to be more of an emphasis on combat from what it looked like.
Yes, he's got his chaos spears and he does like a chaos control warp instead of the homing attack. So I mean, I like the look of that. And listen, if it is like Frontiers, as long as the turning is good, because that was the thing for me with Frontiers, they for some reason locked the turning settings when in cyberspace, and it's the only setting I think that's even locked for cyberspace. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same gameplay style. So if they can get the turning in there, then I'm even happier with that playstyle than I am with the basic modern generations playstyle. It was literally just the turning, and if you don't have good turning, you need a drift. And if he doesn't have that, that's my problem with cyberspace in Frontiers, is just that lack of a good turn, something nice and responsive. It is improved with the spin dash, though.
Yes, but that took an update to get.
It did.
It took an update to get something that should have been in the base game and should not have to have so many things done just to unlock it. I feel like it was just a lot of work for very little.
I don't know, actually. I
just used the mod loader code to unlock it forever.
I thought it made sense locking.
If you're playing on a console, you don't get that.
On the console you're just dookie.
I don't think we necessarily needed 10 challenges per island, but I think it did make sense to at least lock the spin dash behind Oranos, because the thing is, you can use it to exploit different routes, and there is clearly a way the game wants to be played first and foremost. But even then, though, I don't believe that it breaks the game on quite the level that other people say. I think exploiting Sonic's abilities is part of the fun. So I'm kind of here and there on it. The game was clearly designed around being played without the spin dash, and the spin dash is something you can easily exploit. So I think it makes sense asking the player to at least complete the game as it was originally intended first, if you get me. Maybe it should have been like a post-completion bonus or something.
And if the Shadow game does end up playing a little bit like Frontiers, I'm probably the only one the only one in this call for sure that is not going to be very optimistic about that, because I did not enjoy Frontiers.
Fair enough. I even like the overworld controls, like the open zone controls, rather.
It was, well, after you finally tune it and everything, it's fun for a little while, and then it gets incredibly boring because you're not actually playing any of the levels with those exact same controls. You're playing cyberspace, which I think is the absolute worst Sonic has felt since maybe the motion control games.
I liked it more than I did Forces.
I think that's just because the level design was stronger in the cyberspace levels, but that's just because a lot of them came from better games.
That is true, but
they were from good levels.
The thing that kills Forces for me is there's that very sudden acceleration, even when you're not boosting. Then there's also the jump, which does not allow any leeway. Once you're jumping, you are going. It's like there's no pull back on the analog stick or anything like that. Once you jump, you're going.
Like an old Castlevania game, you're committed to that jump.
But then the other thing as well is that the jump is so influenced by your momentum, in that if you're running top speed, even if you're not boosting, he will just do a tiny little hop, and then you have to grind to a halt if you want to do anything like a proper jump, which can make actual platforming situations a nightmare. I think there's a reason why the level design was as simplistic as it was, because you do notice that jump issue much more in some of the later stages. For example, particularly in, I think the last Avatar stage, the Fortress one, with the sun chasing you. And then you also notice it if you play the mod...
There's... Like generations.
Oh, no,
level.
sorry, I was thinking...
Hang on.
Forces.
Oh, I think he's breaking up.
Oh, and if he's running the stream too, so
no, don't worry, I'm here.
It might be...
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
now we can.
Yeah, sorry, my microphone just I came unplugged there for a minute. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, overclocked. Okay. Great mod. It's just the Forces jump is the worst thing about that experience.
It's funny that the bird, if you play as the bird avatar, I feel like the double jump actually controls a little bit better than Sonic does for some reason.
Well, yeah, because you have that extra jump, so you have like a little extra control with it. It might be a slightly different jump. But
Sonic's got the double jump too. Like the way the double jump works for the avatar feels different than how it works for Sonic, and I don't know why they would do that. I don't get that.
Also, I know the homing attack is really sluggish in Frontiers, but I do prefer it to Forces simply on the basis that the Forces homing attack cannot lock onto anything unless you're directly in front of it and you're facing it.
That is something I will give Frontiers.
Plus, also,
I'm
I'm gonna
if
give
you,
it the dream theme for having a busted homing attack. You just attack anything from anywhere in the stage.
falling into a death pit and it's your own fault, press the jump button, you'll lock onto a rail, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
Or
yeah,
you try to homing attack an enemy and you fly backwards.
if it's built on the Frontiers framework, and I hope future games will kind of do this too, I think the best way to do it would be to have jump deacceleration completely off. Let us carry that momentum into the jump. Let us carry the boost into the jump. Have the turning speed be nice and snappy. And then I think we're golden. I things like gradual build up of speed are things that I do like, but I can also give or take. But I think there's no reason to have jump deacceleration on, nor is there any reason to not be able to carry your boost into a jump. It just seems silly.
I mean, there's a reason that
Seems like the antithesis of logic and reasoning and good.
there's a reason why spin dash jumping is so much fun in Sonic Adventure. There might be a little bit of deceleration, but there's not enough to where you would notice. And you could, you could use it to break certain levels, but it's just a lot of fun to do. You could just launch yourself.
Yeah, you want to be able to fling yourself around. I mean, that is also partly why I adore post-update 2 Frontiers as much as I do as well, is the spin dash completely changes your physical properties, so you can just fly off of anything effectively.
Yeah, like it's a thing that's been like around since maybe the classics, where you're either using your speed or your momentum to to just kind of fling yourself around, and it's a lot of fun to do. So it is something I would like to encourage in future Sonic games.
That's the thing as well. If, fucking Shadow Generations comes out, the level design is built around the playstyle, and he's got, the spin dash from Frontiers. I doubt he will. But if he did, I'd be like, okay, we're on to a winner here. Because I do prefer that to the Generations controls. But I'm not taking it for granted.
Even if the spin dash is not as strong.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be as strong.
The one in Frontiers is pretty fucking strong.
Oh, it's serious.
Right.
It ain't kidding.
I just had a brain thought just now.
A brain thought.
The brain thought.
As opposed to...
So back a while, as opposed to just a thought, but a brain thought, right? I was just thinking about the Kingdom Hearts series and how before Kingdom Hearts 3, I know before Kingdom Hearts 3, a lot of stuff released. But before Kingdom Hearts 3 released, they released... I'm gonna get the name wrong. I think it was Kingdom Hearts .2 Birth by Sleep, a Fragmentary Passage. I think that's what it was called. And it was almost like a little tech demo of the engine they were using for Kingdom Hearts 3. And it was a way for people to see how it was gonna be and also tell a missing part of the story at the same time. I'm wondering if maybe, I know I'm being hopeful again for this, but what if this Shadow gameplay is the evolution of what they've taken from Frontiers? Instead of just being oh, it's gonna be Frontiers 1-1.
It's everything they've learned.
And, it's gonna feel like that. What if this is the evolution and they're doing this and they're gonna be and this is what the next game's gonna feel like? Or a slight variation of this. Look at how far we've come.
I like that idea.
Maybe not, but I just noticed a parallel here. And I know there are other games rumored and stuff, so maybe someday. I don't know.
They literally called it Kingdom Hearts .2 Birth by Sleep, a Fragmentary Passage.
Yes. Yeah, because it's a follow-up to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which is technically the first game in the timeline, aside from the mobile games and stuff. So instead of being Kingdom Hearts 1 or anything, it's Kingdom Hearts 0, but then Kingdom Hearts .2, because it takes place after Aqua gets trapped in the Shadow Realm.
Dude, spoilers.
And you just do stuff there. Who cares? The game's 900 years old.
I haven't even finished the first one. Come on. Is it too late to get my refund?
Skill issue. That's
Frank,
on you, man.
Frank, nothing that you need to see in the rest of the series is gonna change now that you know this. Nothing will change.
I will probably forget all of this.
Another thing.
Yeah, forget.
Have you seen kind of the plot synopsis as well for Shadow Generations?
I have not.
Yeah, it says familiar foes.
Familiar foes. Well, there's that, but
Yeah.
Black Doom seems to be the main villain who's guiding Shadow through a history of his most painful memories, basically.
So we're getting the Bio Lizard.
The roast of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Maria
We're gonna get the
Robotnik boss fight.
No. Hell no.
I thought it was
No.
a cool idea on paper.
No. Jeez. No. Sorry. Just PTSD.
Or maybe Gun Commander boss fight, where he's just shooting the shit out of Maria Robotnik constantly.
That'd be funny.
He wouldn't do that. He cared about Maria, I think.
No, okay, so not the commander, the guy, the boy. The guy who did it.
Gun shooter man.
The shooter guy, yeah. The brutal...
I'd fight that guy. That's like fighting the guy who killed Bambi's mother.
The shot heard around the space colony arc.
Quick time event. Block the bullet from reaching Maria's skull. But also, this is... If we don't see Mephiles again in this, we're never going to see him again. But...
get it right, it's
man.
Mephiles.
Sorry, Memphis, Tennessee.
That'd be so cool.
If we,
Memphis Grizzlies.
I would be so happy if we do, though, but I also think there's a little credence to this, in that they have released a Mephiles action figure recently as well, so they're not shying away from that, and he's got little feet on the figure too, as opposed to his little nubs that he has in the game. But,
They put Mephiles in that Sonic Forces runner game, I think. Didn't they?
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
hold on. So...
Or maybe he was... Wait, I might be wrong about that.
If we're going by the everything is canon and they bring Mephiles into the Shadow Generations or the Shadow standalone game,
Oh no, he is. Okay.
that would mean all of the events of Sonic 06 have taken place. None
I
of it
mean,
was
they
erased.
had Crisis City in the original.
I mean, it happened, but it was I think it happening is still part of the timeline, but like, you know, like the events happened, but then things reset. You know, so like the stuff still happened. It's just not relevant anymore.
It was all for naught.
It was all for just dumb bullshit. Sonic went and got a chili dog.
Yeah, somebody is correcting me. Mephiles.
Mephiles.
Mayflies.
Mephiles.
Good old Mayflies.
Mephistopheles. I mean, that actually is a thing, isn't it? So,
Yes.
What he's named after, yeah.
do we want to move over to Super Chats now?
I don't know if I really have anything else to say aside from I'm excited for this
I'm
Shadow
excited.
stuff because I really want to see what they do because this is the first time we're delving back into like some of this Shadow lore in a really
I'm happy
long
we're
time.
no longer shying away from that kind of thing.
I
Yeah,
will say this.
just like-
I have been kind of like, you know, kind of been down on this whole thing, but I will say it is going to be cool that Nintendo
Morpheus?
owners
Let him finish.
Sorry.
Morpheus.
Probably ironic coming from me, though. But sorry, go on.
Okay. But yeah, it's like it is going to be cool that people who own a Nintendo Switch or a PS4 and a PS5 are finally going are either finally going to be able to play this game for the first time or going to be able to revisit this game without having to dig out or buy a PS3 to play it or whatever console or device that they would have. So that is very cool. I will give it that. So
That's a
even if
point. I think it on
even
Switch.
if it's all doom and gloom for those who own a PC and want to keep their mods, it may be doom and gloom for that, but it is really cool that you're gonna introduce this to newer fans or newer players or people who weren't able to play these because they never had anything outside of a Nintendo console. So that is something I did want to bring up.
Yeah, for Switch, it's going to be invaluable. I'm going to be really happy to have Sonic Generations on the go.
I did hear that.
That's such a cool. I didn't think of that.
That whole thing is kind of downplayed by the fact that we have things like the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, and I don't remember. There's like another one that
They're
I'm not
way
familiar
more
with.
expensive, though, aren't they?
Yes, they are, but they are also far more powerful, and they
I
will,
understand
the games
that.
will-
I just think for like accessibility's sake, like obviously getting it on the Switch is going to be a big deal.
But for younger players, absolutely, the Switch is going to be amazing. So that is a very cool thing.
And
I'd
girls.
be impressed if they.
Don't forget girls.
I said kids, right?
You said kids, but also don't forget girls, because girls own Nintendo consoles.
Statistically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure,
mean,
yeah.
The Switch is for girls.
I'll have
Oh.
to reach out to some friends and see if they own a Switch. If not, I'll have to.
I do
encourage
have a
them to get
Switch,
a
but that
Switch.
doesn't mean I'm a girl. I just want to make that clear.
You just like video games.
Yeah, I was just like when Dream Team was announced, like I can't play it. I don't have any Apple products. I'm not a girl. And then I got an Apple TV. You are seeing the
So
change.
have I been have I been retroactively insulted this entire time?
What are you, a girl?
Yeah.
No, but I
No.
own a Nintendo Switch and I
He
own an
owns
Apple
a
product.
I mean, did you own them for Sonic or did you own them for yourself?
Oh, I've owned them for years.
Oh, dude, you're a girl. You're a girl, man.
Totally.
All right, let's do super chats before you keep saying stupid shit.
Okay,
Fuck you, it's not stupid.
You know, it's going to be cool for those who have those systems and don't have access to other systems, or who have kids who just got into Sonic either through the movies or the recent games. This is going to be awesome. For super mega nerds such as myself who love the PC version and mods and all that stuff, it may be doom. It might be doom and gloom, and
Black doom
that's
and
pretty
gloom.
much all I'm going to go with. Yes.
Sounds terrible in hindsight. All right. So, Frank, do you have access to the super chat mailbag channel?
The super back.
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Dylan, we're going to read them from here. So you want to start off at where it says 2nd of February, 2024?
Yeah, I would love to. All right.
So I'm going to put one. Okay, I'm going to make sure that you can see what you. Okay, you got it?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. We have the first super chat of the day from Radiant Starlight. $10. Thank you. They say, love you guys. Started listening at work a week ago. I'm like 38 episodes in, and figured I'd catch you live. Yeah, it's a little different than the previous.
Yeah, boy, if you
episodes.
started just recently, you're gonna have a shock to the system looking at this episode.
But anyway, one question: do Sonic fans pronounce micropenis as micropenis? I think it's the funniest thing I've heard all day.
Micropenis or micropenis?
Micropenis zone.
Micropenis.
Well, as a Sonic fan, I pronounce it as micropingus. So, yeah, there you
That's
go.
a good point.
Micropingus.
There's like a lot of different like dialects and accents to take into account there. But yeah, that's
only the
a
base
good question.
ones.
Thank you for the 10. And
Next
I
up.
hope that you're enjoying.
Next up, we've got Xavier Farton with Burger. 279 Canadian. Says EPS 101 and 102 are missing in the Gen 1 playlist. I'll have to check that and fix it. Thank you for alerting me to it. I'll sort it. And thank you for the super chat, Xavier Fortin. Hell yeah. You ain't kidding. Frank.
Okay, Sonic fan 1661 asks, y'all ready to see a little girl get domed? It better be a 360 no scope.
And
or
how
else
much?
just leave-
And how
or you
much
leave the
did
lobby.
Sonic fan 1661 send, Frank?
2 United States dollars.
Hell yeah.
Brad.
Benjamin Franklin's. I'm excited to see a little girl get domed. I don't hate seeing kids get shot. In fact, I love it. All right.
Benjamin Franklin's not on the $1 bill.
Who is?
It's just Washington again, right?
It's George
I
Washington.
live here, and I'm second guessing myself.
Okay, why
just
should I
Washington,
know
yeah,
when
well,
you don't know?
No, I do know, but you just caught me off guard because I was like, "Oh shit, wait, am I wrong?" But no, I'm never wrong.
George Washington machine.
You want to fuck
Did you-
you want to fuck my wife, Dylan?
Washington?
Yes.
All right, you're up next, Dylan. Burger HD.
All right. Let's see. From IXZO, it's
XZO.
5 pounds. I feel Escape from the City and Live and Learn are needed inclusions. I'd like more game music, but as long as those 2 songs are included, I'm happy.
I agree completely.
I would
Even
hope
if
for
we get,
those
like-
2. Yeah, those would be mine.
Minimum.
Even if we get that orchestral version of Live and Learn that we heard in that little teaser, I'd be happy.
It's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, like it doesn't
that
need to
sounded
have the lyrics, but I just want to hear
That
the
would
music.
go so hard.
What I'm expecting is like they'll get like a big happening band like Fallout Boy to cover them. That's my expectation.
Holy shit.
Get the
Fallout
Offspring.
Boy, Live and Learn.
Fallout Boy,
my
Live and Learn,
God.
and Weezer Escape from the
That would
City.
be crazy.
Hey, we were promised
Yeah,
Weezer so
okay.
many times, okay?
You know, I think this podcast was behind the
go.
Weezer rumors.
Was it?
Yeah, we had
sure
Chow
hope so.
Mix on, and we just started a rumor that Weezer would do the music for. I think it was Sonic Frontiers. I think.
Yes, and Chow Mix is the one that I've seen post about Weezer numerous times.
Yeah, that originated on this very show. So
The more
A
you
very
know.
his-
I
a
got a
very
big
historical
cock.
podcast.
I'm up next, Burger, with our pal Jamal with $2. Happy B-Theory weekend, guys. Milk bro forever, pup. So I'm not even going to explain this to you, Frank. Fuck it. It's funnier if I don't explain it, but it is really fucking funny.
It's okay. I've been bullied as a guest on this podcast already, so
Yeah.
now I get it.
I am the Ellen DeGeneres of Sonic podcast hosts.
I am now excluded from the inside jokes.
Okay, you're up, Frank, with Sonic 4.
I believe that's Twilord?
Yep.
For 5, I have
Twilord.
no idea what currency that is.
That's a euro.
Okay. Spare the child, spoil the hedgehog.
Does this mean, like, buy Shadow loads of stuff? Buy him like a puppy? And I actually like that idea.
Don't cap
He
the
gets
kid.
a puppy.
No, cap the kid. Oh, no, don't cap the... No, cap the fucking kid. Kill the child, but spoil the hedgehog.
That's where the backstory comes from.
Not even what they said. They said spare.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying no, fucking kill the child.
Okay. We see where Channel
Dylan?
Pup stands.
The end.
Sonic fan 1661 with $2. Biblically accurate chaos being penetrated, and
Because
this
of
is
Because the art.
because of the Eclipse cannon from
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure
Going up
2.
his bum.
So like,
Yeah,
not like any other reasons. Like he would be on the arc and like jutting out of the arc.
That would
Anyway,
look so
thanks
sick,
for
though,
that.
right? Water in space? Come on, man.
Yeah, no, you got a point. That is true.
Okay.
Your turn.
Linda. Alright, so we got C-Man.
This dude's got a Bob's Burgers tick every time he goes. Oh, burger.
We got C-Man with $7.99 Aussie dollars. Never thought we'd see Sonic 3 and Knuckles released the same year we learned the origin of the Bloody Maria. Good golly. Wait, what do you mean the same year, though?
Oh my god.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That happened a long time ago.
Burger.
Frank, you're up.
Frank
Twilord
Burger.
of €5 in accordance with the Prime Directive. We will have Patrick Stewart as Black Doom.
That would also go kind of
Ooh.
hard, but he wouldn't
I
sound
kinda
like
want
the
that.
Hedgehog.
It doesn't matter.
Mark Hamill as Black
Well,
Doom. Come on, man.
It's more practical. That would be good. I think it'd be more practical to have Black Doom not sound like he did in the games for a movie. Because his voice is kind of annoying to listen to after a bit.
I find it
Yeah, no.
hilarious.
Not every character sounds like the same character from the game except for Tails.
I mean, yeah, Knuckles doesn't sound anything like game Knuckles.
Tails is the constant.
I am having the fun.
I think Ben Schwartz still sounds a bit like Ryan Drummond.
Ben Schwartz does a great job.
Oh yeah, Ben Schwartz is wonderful as Sonic. I'm gonna say
Absolutely.
Charles Martinet should voice Black Doom.
You could probably do it.
He
Okay.
probably could actually.
All
yeah.
right.
That
They
guy's
should have
insane.
Charles Martinet voice Mario in the Sonic 3.
They're at the Olympics.
No, I think they should. If
That would be crazy.
what was the name of the guy? If Bob Hoskins was still alive, the best post credits for fucking Sonic 3 would be if like fucking Bob Hoskins as Mario knocks on the door and is like, I got tickets for the Olympics, and he's just like, you wanna go? And then they go to the Olympics and they set up Olympic Games as the next movie.
Either him
God,
or
I
Captain Lou
wish.
Albano.
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins,
Yeah, that could work.
Joe Leguizamo, they return
Oh,
for Mario
yeah,
and Sonic
okay,
at the
yeah.
Olympic Games.
that's a good one. Okay.
That would go hard, but sadly Bob Hoskins is no longer with us, so
Yeah.
we just have to get who's the guy I'm thinking of?
We don't even have Dennis Hopper anymore.
I don't know who you're talking
Man,
about.
this is depressing. Next question.
I'm
There are a
thinking
lot of
of
people.
what's the guy? You know, the guy
What guy? What are we talking about?
that replaced Bob Hoskins in the second Blues Brothers movie. I
only
should
watched
know
video
his
games.
name. He was in The Big Lebowski, which is like one of my favorite movies.
Wait, replaced in the second
Goodman.
what?
Goodman's his last name. His last name's Goodman. John Goodman. John Goodman is
Goodman?
Mario.
You said
yeah,
Blues Brothers, and I'm
no,
a little
that could
confused
work.
now.
John Goodman was in the second Blues Brothers movie, I'm pretty sure. Blues Brothers 2000. I think Bob Hoskins was in the first one. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Moving on. I think you are up, Dylan Burger.
Okay, another from Twilord. €5. What is the name of that aged-up version of Doctor Who? The one who traveled with Melia from Xenoblade. He would be a fun shadow. I don't know. Like, I understand the pieces of this, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, what Doctor Who actor was in... Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so when they
Doctor
say
Who
traveled around
Xenoblade?
with Melia from Xenoblade, she's voiced by Jenna Coleman, so you're thinking of Peter Capaldi.
Oh, that's Peter, or I guess 11 also traveled with Jenna Coleman.
Yeah,
though.
but
So Matt
he's talking
Smith.
about the aged-up one. 11 wasn't aged up.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, now
Yeah,
I
so
understand.
Peter Capaldi
yeah,
would
the
be-
Peter Capaldi.
Okay, that would be so interesting, because I can't remotely imagine it, but I love Peter Capaldi, so I kind
That
of...
would
I'm
appeal
inclined
to
to
me
root for
so
him.
much. I would fucking love Peter Capaldi as Shadow. Please get all of those clips of him from, I think it's called The Thick of It.
Yeah, the thick of it, where he's
Just get all those clips
he's
of
just
him
cursing.
swearing, put him on Shadow.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Okay.
I'd also take Peter Capaldi as Gerald Robotnik.
Yeah,
think that could be
definitely. Alright, so hello there. We've got Twilord with €5. I think this is a way to do a quick history lesson for new fans. Maria good but dead. Black Doom bad but dad. Shadow unrelated but Sonic. I actually quite like that summary.
Dude, that was like a Dr. Seuss book. I like it.
It's funny because like there is a bit of truth to that. You do get like, oh, they should add more like history related stuff into the game that you can unlock as you play through generations.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Yeah.
sick.
Like a little compendium.
Expand on the museum.
It is also about time we got a Sonic Generations DLC.
Yeah. Also, one more thing. When you were bringing up Blues Brothers, you were thinking of John Belushi.
Wait, John Belushi was in Blue... Hang on.
He is the shorter dude, like of the main two guys.
No, but I'm thinking of Blues Brothers 2000. No, Blues Brothers 2000 had John Goodman. Wait, so was Bob Hoskins even in the other Blues Brothers then?
I don't think he was ever in that movie.
Oh my god, Bob Hoskins was not in the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, that's why when you said that,
Oh
I'm
my
just like,
god.
that doesn't sound right.
What do you
Hold
mean
on.
Bob
Pop has been
Hoskins
made a
wasn't
fool
in the
of.
Blues Brothers?
No, that was John Belushi.
I'm having a crisis here.
He was in the Red and Green Brothers. The
Oh
Mario
my
movie.
fucking god, he was in Heat for Roger Rabbit. I should have known.
Yeah,
Okay.
good ass movie.
No, I'm having a crisis now because my whole
I'm
worldview
about
has
to
been...
have one. I'm about to have one because you know
my
what,
whole
never
worldview's
mind.
been shaken.
Let's see for
Frank, the next one
two
is
US
yours.
dollars.
Yeah.
Burger.
Morbius.
Morbius the Duck.
Morbius, yeah.
Morbius.
Love it.
Morbius the mid.
All right. So then we get one from Mr.
Linda.
SP, $5. At least Generations X Shadow won't have a rough transition to HD, or the rough transition to HD that Colors Ultimate had to deal with. Maybe we'll get Unleashed HD remade next.
Oh, please.
I feel
no.
like it's
We can
weird.
only hope they
I
don't
would
do a
like
damn
them to
thing to
do. Yeah, if they did an Unleashed remaster, I would like it to like add a Shadow extra story as well, because I think he was supposed to be in that game.
Actually, what are some
So they could
changes,
just
though,
be
that
like,
you would want to
This
see?
is what he should do.
Yes.
Because, like, I think for Unleashed, like, the obvious one is improve the Werehog's controls a little bit and then, like, lower the medallion quotas. But, like, I think...
Like, remove Werehog.
No, fuck up, Werehog fun. But, with Generations, I think the number one thing I wanted to see, and it's so unrealistic, but I want it, redo the fucking cutscenes. Get Ian Flynn to rewrite the fucking game and just redo the story.
Fuck, they're gonna be like AI upscaled, like Sonic Colors Ultimate.
I mean, no, we've already seen an image of
Probably.
one of the cutscenes, and we've seen there's a different camera angle. So that's
Redone cutscenes? Interesting.
redone cutscene, please. As in, like,
Well, I think if they were in-engine cutscenes, they can probably, which I think they all were.
most of them.
Yeah,
I think they can just
Most
like
of them
re-render
were.
them, right?
I think like the beginning cutscene was not.
Yeah, the opening, the ending, and stuff like that weren't anything
yeah,
specific.
in the
like
green
who,
place.
who you
doesn't
rescue as
look-
which version of Sonic. Those were all in game. But I'm gonna say this: redo all of it. Redo the entire fucking story because Generations is ripe with story potential. and
Yeah, but
used none of it.
It's gonna require a
Yep.
lot more effort to just redo something.
No, they're
It
not
would,
going
but,
to.
man.
I don't think this was a very long project. If anything, I think the Shadow stuff is probably taking longer than the Sonic Generation stuff.
I get the feeling that one way or another, like, one of these games is going to justify selling the other for full price. Like, maybe even, like, the Shadow Generations thing was just intended to be its own thing, and they were like, you can't sell this at full price. All right, well, here's a Generations with it.
Oh god, get ready for your $70 digital deluxe edition.
Do you think that... yeah, they will, won't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they will. They've done it so many times. They're still doing
I mean,
it.
yeah, they've done it with all the previous Sonic games. Like every
not
single
even
one.
Just, not even just Sonic, Super Monkey Ball, the Yakuza series, or whatever it is.
I
Lost
won't
Judgment,
lie,
or-
though. I think the digital deluxes have been improving a little bit in that, like... With Colors Ultimate and, like, Origins, it was just stuff that definitely should have just been there that was piecemealed off. And especially, like, with the Origins stuff, it's like, why would I want any of this shit? Then, like, with Frontiers, it was, like, stuff I don't really need at all anyway, so it was just, like, what,
It
some
was
extra
stuff
skill
that made
points?
so you don't need to play the game as much.
Yeah, it was just a skill point. Yeah, like, that was all it is. So I don't mind that. I you know, give or take that shit. And then, for Superstars, it was stuff that is like you can live without it easily, but it was also stuff that was kind of worth getting.
If you wanted it, then you were going to get it. I ended up getting it, but then again, I only paid like $40 for mine, so I win.
There you go. Mine was a
He's a
tax
winner.
write-off, so I win.
Mine is also, but I did not want to pay $70 because I had already paid $60 for Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Did you get it on its release?
Yes.
The thing I found really fucking stupid, though, was the rollout of the comic skins. Because I thought the comic skins were awesome, but the rollout was appallingly handled.
Wait, which game are we talking about?
Superstars.
Oh, no. I waited about a month.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was talking about Super... Okay, that explains that.
I thought you were saying Super Mario Brothers Wonder is like, yes, and I loved it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't have those comic skins.
And then 1 month later, I bought Super Mario RPG, and I even loved that too.
I have the comic skins on the Switch.
I was not aware of comic skins. I will have to...
So in America, they were like a Kroger bonus program exclusive. So you had to be on the Kroger points scheme. And in the UK, they were Amazon order exclusive. Which meant, so they listed them on Steam for 20 minutes before they vanished. Because they realized, oopsie doopsie, we're violating our exclusivity deal. But it's like, that means that there is no Steam alternative to the comic skins. The comic skins look sick. I wasn't going to order it day one on the Switch, but then when I saw the comic skins came with it, I was like, okay, I gotta get those comic skins. And admittedly, the Switch does not do those skins justice, but at the same time, I'm just happy to have them.
That is very unfortunate, because I feel like now... Wow, an entire like platform is kind of screwed out of the whole thing. And yeah, and that's the first thing I'm seeing as it's like put up, like no way to get comic skins. Are anyone able to get one? Wow, okay. Thanks, Sega.
Yeah, the comic skin rollout was garbage.
It'll probably go. I hope it goes on sale for like maybe $1 or $2
Just get some
in the future.
mods in there for it.
I can do that. Yeah.
So who's next on the super chats?
It'd be you.
Yeah, that actually would be you.
All right, so Super Andy ACS sends £5. Wanted to send a super chat to welcome Garrulus to the show. Been enjoying your content with Pup over the last few weeks. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. That means a lot. I appreciate it.
I'd say you better fucking thank him, Garrulus64.
I did.
Yeah, good. Keep it that way.
I
Being
did just
grateful
now.
for once.
Burger
For
HD.
what do you mean? What do you mean for once?
Yeah, now you have to make content.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See, Frank's known me for a long time now, and that comment has no bearing on anything that I think we've ever interacted on. I don't think there's been a moment where I've been greedy in front of Frank.
Mega traffic cone with $1.99, $2, whatever you want to call
That's
it. Who cares?
literally
It's the
your
same.
currency. Why did you hesitate?
You can call it either or. Who cares? Which Sonic character should be on the $2 bill? Tails. It makes the most sense.
Is there a $2
He's got two
bill?
tails. Yes, there is.
They're not really in print anymore.
They are in circulation. You just don't see them very often.
In the UK, we
yeah.
don't have notes for things like pounds or... Well, not a single pound or a 2 pound. The notes start at 5. So they're coins if you get them as like a
That's how I
£1 coin or
prefer
a
it to
£2
be.
coin.
I will send an image into the back room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I found a couple of them a while back, and I was like, what the heck are these doing in here? Like, where do these come from? Like, you can still use them, but they're, like, super uncommon.
Yeah, they're not very common. It's kind of like one of those who cares. But it is cool every time you do see one.
All right, Garrulous
A little treat.
64.
And
You're up.
thank you, Jack, for that $1.99. It's appreciated.
No,
All right. What?
you're up.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was scrolling. All right. Another Australian $7.99 from Seaman. Just to clear up the misunderstandings, I meant Sonic 3 and Knuckles as in the TV show and movie this year, not 30-year-old game.
Oh, hell yeah.
You get more money now. Thank you.
I
totally understood what you meant, and I was just being
I
dumb
didn't.
on purpose.
I need to misunderstand super chats more often.
Yes, you do. It's a very wise business decision.
All right, so for this next one then, Burger. Twilord sends €5, says idea. Sonic X Shadow Colors. Shadow Colors has him in an abandoned theme park surrounded by spooky wisps that want him dead for killing Black Doom. What do you mean? I don't know what this means. You're going to have to send another super chat to clarify.
That's such a fun idea. Except I don't want them to make colors again. Like, just make a shadow game. I don't care.
I've been saying, though, since they announced the open zone concept, remaking Colors as an open zone game would be sick. And then add a Shadow story onto it would be sick.
Sonic
would be
X
neat.
Shadow Colors is just a date between Sonic and Shadow going to the amusement park.
A cute couple's
have a
getting
very-
free.
Exactly, they're going to Twinkle Park.
Yeah,
Sonic
Sonic puts the twink in Twinkle Park.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
You got it. You've got it.
that about
It's a good thing
wraps
we don't-
it up, really, doesn't it? You know how it is.
Well, thank God you don't know the name of the music for Twinkle Park.
I know what it's called. Uh-oh. Jeez. Oh, God.
Let's not. Let's not.
Oh, Lord. You know what this means?
It means the show's over.
Yep. So,
Oh.
Dylan,
Bye, everybody.
you introduced us. Why don't you outroduce us?
I forgot about that. Yeah, so I am working on myself, but I'm also working on a Chibi Robo video. Soon. It will happen. Frank, what are you working on?
I am working on a couple of things. One of them is trying to revive my Twitch channel, but we will
Hell
see
yeah.
how that goes. Aside from that, I'm working on a couple of Mega Man videos. One of them being on some of the mobile games that were dumped about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. So I'm working on a small video on that. I'm doing one on the Game Boy Mega Man games, so what people call the Mega Man World Series. So it's Mega Man 1 through 5 on Game Boy, and there's like different versions that I could talk about, and there was a potential collection that was supposed to release on Game Boy Advance, so I'll touch on that as well. And that's just because I'm in the middle of a bit of a Mega Man marathon, so I'm going through as many Mega Man games as possible. Might hit up the board game on Famicom, Mega Man Soccer, and then eventually get to 7 and 8 and the rest of the series. Cover as much as I can. And later in the year, I will be covering the Mana series because of, well, first off, I like the games, and also Visions of Mana is coming out this year, so I'm excited for that.
Awesome.
She's got a packed schedule.
Let's just hope I can actually stick to it.
You got this. You can do it.
Well, I mean, I've kind of been known for disappearing from. I've disappeared for months at a time.
All right, Pop, what were you up to?
Hi, Dylan. I like Sonic, so I'm making a video on Sonic.
No, I'm actually making a video on the Sonic X Shadow Generations thing. So, if you've
That's
heard my
crazy that you did the real voice reveal just there.
listen, look. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna do a video on that for the people that don't watch Sunset City. So to you guys, it's going to be completely redundant. But before we do also wrap that up, we do have one more super chat. Super chat cutoff is now, by the way, folks. So thank you. Twilord sends €2. Have you seen the Bumblecast Sonado episode? I don't believe that's a real thing, but if you do want to drop me a link, you know that my DMs are open, Twilord. So by all means.
Dude, it's probably not real, but like send me the link just in case. Send me the link just so I can see it if it's real. But it's probably not real or anything. It's fine.
It's probably not real, right?
It's got to verify. Yeah.
There's a verification process around here.
So we done?
All right. Bye, everybody.
We good.
Thank you.